We're ready to go. Start the goddamn show.
I'm going to think about it some.
FOTMs, do you know what time it is? It's toast time. Toast, featuring Stu Stone, Cam Gordon,
God damn
and
it.
Toronto Mike.
It's time.
Neither of whom were here last night.
No. Yeah.
Although one had a good excuse. They both had good excuses. One was in Kentucky, and one got in a car accident on his way to TMLX 15.
No.
Yeah, Cam Gordon and MF were on their way to TMLX 15, got in a car accident. Both are okay. They're both okay, everybody. No shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. But I don't think the car is okay. Not sure. I'll have to find out. Welcome to episode 1512 of Toronto Mic'd, proudly brought to you by Great Lakes Brewery, a fiercely independent craft brewery who believes in supporting communities like ours. We had a great time there last night. Good times and brewing amazing beer. Order online for free local home delivery in the GTA. Palma Pasta. Enjoy the taste of fresh, homemade Italian pasta and entrees from Palma Pasta in Mississauga and Oakville. And last night in South Etobicoke, we ate like kings last night. We'll talk about that in a moment. The Toronto Maple Leafs baseball team, the best baseball in the city, outside the Dome. Join me July 7th at Christie Pitts. I'm recording live at 2 p.m. with Mike Richards and a gang of fools. It'll be amazing. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Committing to our planet's future means properly recycling our electronics of the past. Season 6 of Yes, We Are Open, an award-winning Moneris podcast hosted by FOTML Grego, who was also there last night, and Ridley Funeral Home, pillars of the community since 1921. Today, returning for the 29th edition of Toast, it's Rob Preuss. And Bob Willette. Long time no see, gentlemen.
Yeah.
What is it? It's been
Less than 12 hours?
Less than 12
just about 12 hours. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk off the top. I want to sit back and listen. How was TMLX 15, which took place last night at Great Lakes Brewery? How the hell was it for you guys?
Well, I want to know how the hell it was for you.
Yeah, because
this
you
was
were
your 50th birthday.
Yeah.
We got to wish you a happy birthday in person. There was a little secret conversation happening about you, and we got some things for you. And I had nothing to do with it except for donating a little bit. And
how much did you donate?
I donated. Do you really want to know?
I do want to know, but I don't care. Like, if
I donated $100. I would donate $100.
An unemployed son of a bitch like you coughed up 100 big ones for me on my 50th birthday.
Because you've done so much for me.
We were all happy to contribute.
Yeah, I was happy to.
Yeah.
Okay, let's so if you weren't there, you don't know what the hell we're talking about. No, it's not. Don't never say sorry. You gave me $100. You can talk over me if you want. So, because if you were there last night, and I don't know how many people were there, but I only count drink tickets. But then lots of people don't drink, and then there were a few people who couldn't drink. And
or chose not to drink.
Chose not to drink. So they don't want a drink ticket. What are they going to do with it? So I have no idea, but let's pretend it was close to 100 people or whatever. Okay?
Oh, easily.
Yeah, so I don't know. But
it was a really good turnout.
Yeah.
It was a great turnout.
Really.
The Mother Nature, the one part I could not control, was amazing. Perfect night.
Yeah.
Perfect crowd. Again, a lot of people who wanted to be there couldn't be there. Elvis was in New York City. Stu Stone was in Kentucky. A lot of Joe Louis was in Greece. Yeah. Like a lot of people someone was in Italy. Like people were all over the place. And Ian Service tells me now he didn't get his drink ticket. So Ian, come on, get it right now, buddy.
And he bought me a drink and I didn't buy him a drink.
Ian, I tried to give everyone a drink ticket. You should have come by and tapped me on the shoulder here. But and shout out again to FOTM Hall of Famer Cam Gordon and his wonderful wife MF, whose name I cannot reveal. I've been sworn to secrecy. But they were on their way to TMLX. Like, it's been in their calendar for months. They were excited, and they got in a car accident on their way to TMLX 15.
That's crazy.
And they're both okay, but they couldn't get to Great Lakes Brewery last night. So it was all, from my perspective, it was just amazing to see you all there, and to feed you delicious Palma pasta, and to watch you enjoying the fresh craft beer, and just have a good time. And then I was completely blindsided, and I don't know who to thank for this, but I know Moose Grumpy was involved, the VP, Tyler Campbell. Somebody organized this top secret FOTM channel. So I don't know how many people were in the FOTM.
Everybody but you.
Yeah.
Okay, so but most listeners are not in the WhatsApp group, right?
Okay, right.
So it's sort of like the subset of the FOTM community that's in the WhatsApp. And if you think you belong there, send me a note because we can get you in there. But I was given, for my 50th birthday, I was given a kayak. I always wanted a kayak because I live near the lake, and I always wanted for my 50th, I thought I would love to get a kayak and get out there. I was gifted a kayak from the community, but more than that, like money to buy peripherals and a gift card from Mountain Equipment Company. Get your paddle, your life jacket, everything I need. Shout out to Lieve Fumka, but more on her in a minute. Of course, VP Stephanie Wilkinson was heavily involved. Moose Grumpy. I'm getting the notes in the live stream here. But I was blindsided by this act of kindness and so completely touched because I never even thought for a second. I thought maybe there might be a cake. Like I thought, maybe Leslie Taylor will make a cake or something. And she did, and it was delicious. And thank you, Leslie Taylor. I never had a moment where I thought I would get a gift like a fucking kayak and all this money. Like, I know about 50 people apparently coughed up money for this thing, including you guys. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who contributed. And again, most listeners weren't given an opportunity to contribute because this is a WhatsApp group made from another one. And it was like, I don't know. But I had the best time. I was so touched. Get Adam Vancouverden in the basement for some paddling tips. That's a good idea.
Great.
That's a good idea, actually. Thank you, Canada Kev. So many people on the live stream right now. I want to just say hi to them all, but I know I'm rambling here. But I was so touched by the crowd, by the vibes, by the kindness. I can't wait to get out on that kayak. I got to kind of process everything because there's all this money tied to it. And I still can't believe it happened. There's money for charity involved. The Human Fund. Have you heard of this? The Human Fund? It's all coming back to me. But thank you guys very much. There's like a board I have to dive into.
It's called a Kudo board.
Okay, tell me about this, Rob Preuss.
Kudo board was set up so that people could, people in our secret group, and then I think it opened up to everybody else as well, but we could do birthday greetings. And it's sort of like a card because everybody who contributed to the kayak, we sort of decided that everybody could make their own little greeting and say happy birthday and cheers. And so you have to make your way through that whole thing, and it's super cool.
So tell me about this audio you sent me this morning. Is this tied to that?
It is, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me which one to play and set it up for me.
It was one of the two that I sent you this morning.
Which one of the two?
Do they have names on them?
Okay, one starts with RP with, and then the other one's like a...
The other one, does it start with the letter N?
Let me just,
That's it.
Okay. Well, I recognize this.
I put this on your Kudo board. But listen.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a Rob Preuss...
original for you.
Original for me.
It's like an NFT.
This is worth something to me. Thank you, Mr. Rob Preuss.
It's my Nova Heart happy birthday.
It's beautiful.
Amazing. That's amazing.
In all
Eat
honesty,
your heart out, Liza Fromer. Eat her heart.
I actually made it for Gord Depp when he turned 50.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I recycled
Nice.
it.
That's good.
But I figured
You didn't have to tell me that.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm telling you anyways because it sort of exists in a very small circle
So it's
of
just
people.
me and Gord?
Yeah.
That's
a pretty good
But I
company
put it
to
on
be
the
in.
I put it on the Kudo board just because I thought it was a fun time to drag it out, and you sort of know that song as well. So
I do.
But anyways, the Kudo board is so fun to just look through, and like everybody, it's just really neat to see everybody's personalities together on it as well.
Well, I honestly can't wait. I just need to find time to really focus on it, so I haven't had time yet. I can't wait to dive into that. What's this other clip?
The other clip is a guy I met last night.
Really? Okay, so I'm going to play this.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, this is extra birthday special. I'm talking to Alex.
Honest Chuck?
Honest Chuck. And tell him what you did in 1997.
In 1997, I invented the very first haptic touchpad, so as found on MacBooks today and various other products.
And when you press
back in those days, they were buttons.
Yeah.
There was a touchpad and there was a button.
Yeah.
And we said, no, we don't want buttons. That's like yesterday.
So when you press now, the touchpad.
Yeah, you just press down on the whole thing.
And it makes a click.
And it makes a click.
And you did that.
And you feel a click and you hear a click.
And you did that.
Yes.
You're coming on the show. Okay,
Rob,
stay tuned.
He's booking for you.
Yeah, not bad, Rob. Firstly, well done to get that audio. But this gentleman who I met at TMLX yesterday,
Alex, yeah.
I had no idea. Like, you just don't know. Right? You don't know who's there.
I know. I had the best time talking to people. I had a good talk last night with 1236 as well. And like,
wait, Mark Weisblatt was there? Yeah. I knew that.
But I'd never met him before. And talking to Blair Packham and talking to Bob and
Blair
everybody.
Packham was there?
And I kind of wished, like, this is why I recorded with Alex, because I feel like a correspondent. Like, because the way we sit here and just chat.
Yeah.
I was talking to like everybody I talked to last night. I felt like, man, I wish that I had recorded every conversation, because I want to remember everything. Like, it's just so neat to talk to everybody. But anyways, Alex, I was like super fascinated that he invented this thing that we all use in our lives for 20
No, you never know. Remember that time we had a TMLX and then there was that guy who was like an old country guy?
Yeah, I talked to that guy.
By the way, the Kudo board, we got to shout out YYZ Gord. Apparently he set that up for everybody. So thank you, YYZ. I get so many people thank. Like, Hey Ref was there. Canada Kev, Andrew Ward, Jeremy Hopkin. Again, I'm not going to run down the whole list. I'm just looking at the people that are actually on the live stream right now.
Amazing.
But so many people. Andy, thank you for not breaking my rib. She gave me a big hug. It was great to see Andy Pandy there. I just can't say enough about the turnout. You mentioned some names, Mike Eppel. So you got to meet Mike Eppel for the first time, Bob?
Yeah, I'd never met Mike before. Obviously, iconic voice in the city, I'd say. And, does the morning drive on 680 and, a survivor of radio. So good for him, And I also, I laid eyes on Mr. 1236 on Weisblatt for the first time in maybe 25 years.
Really? So is it chorus? The halls, like he was doing like a 640 thing?
Yeah, he was very happily describing in great detail how we knew each other.
Wow. So, I do remember that era, hearing him. I heard him on Humble and Fred.
So he used to come on the Humble and Fred show weekly as kind of like an entertainment correspondent.
That's so cool. Because I remember his delivery.
Yeah, how can you not? He's like Richard Kind on speed.
Yeah.
And I love it. He's hilarious.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah, there's some Gilbert in there too.
Yeah.
We also had a guy named David D. Giamarco, I think his name was. He used to write for Cigar Aficionado, and he used to come on the phone. Yeah, there was a bunch of guys we had. Of course, we never paid them. Yeah. But Weisblatt his bits became very. Oh, that's actually how we met the late Andrew, the lawyer guy, Crystal. Andrew Crystal, isn't that R.I.P. right?
FOTM, yeah, he's the first FOTM to die. Actually,
shout out to Ridley Funeral Home.
Shout out to Ridley Funeral Home.
So, anyways, and he was one of them, and I always got along with Weisblatt. We were friendly, and he was. I just want to say
because Humble has no love lost for him. Like Humble, who made an appearance last night.
Yes, I missed him, but yeah.
You missed him by that much.
Yes,
but not a big Weisblatt fan, because when Howard Stern came into the Toronto market, there was a press conference, and Mark Weisblatt asked a question of Howard Stern. It's funny how this works. It's wild. These stories are wild to hear them out loud. So Weisblatt just basically, are you aware? I won't do the imitation. Blair Packham does a good one. Are you aware there are these two guys on our FM radio trying to do the Howard Stern shtick, or something to that effect? And Humble and Fred have never forgot that question.
No, but they brought him on. But the funny thing is, they brought him on after that.
See, I didn't know that.
Oh, it was like Keep Your Enemies Closer, I think. It was because Weisblatt used to write a column about Toronto radio in an industry paper. Or paper, it was a website or blog or something. And I think they just thought, let's bring this guy in who, they clearly didn't like. And anyways.
No, they still don't like him.
Weisblatt's a good guy. He said some very, very kind things to me about what I could, he listens to this, to Toast, and he was very, very complimentary of Bob's Basement podcast, and he gave me some ideas on what he thought I could do with my current situation and try to turn it into some sort of content. And he's a good dude.
He really is. I'd never met him before, and
he was nice.
He sat down and started talking to me, and as I was listening to him talk, at first he didn't have a name tag on him. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
I know
your voice.
Well, it's funny that one of the most frequently asked questions at this event yesterday for me was when is Mark Weisblatt returning to Toronto Mike? Because he hasn't been on since, I'm going to say September 2023.
Really? That long, eh?
I think so.
It was monthly at one point.
It was monthly for years, like 3 hours a month.
Yes.
And now it's whenever he's ready.
Yeah.
So,
I do want to say, this, the the money that was raised for you. There is, like you said, there is a good charitable organization. It's not entirely altruistic on my part because I was told that it would go to a sponsorship for the show. So I was kind of hoping to make that the extra cash was going to be one of your monthly sponsors. Ask the VP of Sales. That was the original idea. That the FOTMs.
See, I don't know any of this.
Yeah, the FOTMs will be a sponsor for a month.
Right.
That's what that money is.
Okay.
And I said, and people are like, well, what can we do? I'm like, I think we make him rotate live liners for every,
So who squashed that idea?
I don't know if it ever happened. I put it out there.
Maybe it was. I know what it is. I know what it is.
It's a radio idea.
If you're a sponsor, now I need to declare to my taxes.
It got into questions about tax implications.
But if it's a birthday gift,
you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
If it's a birthday gift,
you're right. That's what it was. Sorry.
I don't have to tell the CRA about it.
Right. You were gifted. So we're not sponsoring the show.
No. Who'd want to sponsor this show?
No, it's apparently quite a few.
Hey, did you guys see the picture on the wall? I just put it up.
Oh, I saw that arrive last night, but I didn't.
Larry Fedoruk gifted that to me. That's a Dr. Ruth Westheimer poster that was on the subways in the mid '80s.
Wow.
She had a show on Sunday nights on 680s.
It was one of the air. Was that going up against Sue Johansson on Q?
Yeah, because Q had Sue.
Yeah,
yes,
Sue Johansson.
Dr. Ruth was on CFTR.
I met Dr. Ruth one time at the opening of Mamma Mia on Broadway.
You met Dr. Ruth?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
She came to our opening night and she was this tall.
Oh,
it was the cutest thing ever.
But she was like, wasn't she in the Israeli military? Like, wasn't she
like the Mossad or whatever?
I feel like she might have been a sniper or something. I feel like there's a Dr. Ruth Westheimer story.
That's a great
shooting kneecaps.
Yeah. How's she not had a biopic?
I know.
Right?
Who's gonna play her?
Danny DeVito.
You know what? Yeah, and so Moose Grumpy's making a good point, which is we need to debrief the party with Mike. So I need to know what everything.
Yeah.
So we don't have time on this episode because we're going to kick out our favorite songs that are under 2 minutes in length. So to wrap this up, let me just say, and hello, not everybody could be at the event yesterday. Obviously, I'm seeing the live stream, some good people that couldn't make Jesse Duarte and a bunch of people who couldn't make it out. But I'm just like so blessed that this community is so loving and it was such a good crew, and honestly, just love being a part of the TMU. And oh, by the way, bury the lead. No, I'm reading the comments, and this is distracting me. But thank you to everybody, whether you gave $1 or not. It was the best birthday. Yeah, Dr. Ruth was a sniper. This has been confirmed. Jeremy Hopkins. I knew I had that fact in my head. Oh, yeah. Hey now.
It's 12:48.
So thank you.
I think Michael. I think we all thank you too for bringing everybody together. I mean, it's like the feeling is mutual. Yes. As they said in some old film, because it's all for you, and we love being a part of your universe.
Oh man, okay, I don't want to cry, but
no, thank you very much. And honestly, I said in the Kudo board, you've done so much for me. We met years ago. We're both,
we met at Dan Duran's house.
Dan Duran's
in
house.
2006.
Really? Wow.
Can I take a second to thank Rob Preuss for something? Before we move on. Over the course of my current unemployment, I've decided to try to give acting a go again, and I actually I went in for an audition. I didn't get a call back or anything, but for a musical. Yeah. And I needed to bring piano music, and I needed to have be prepared to sing along to a track. And Mr. Preuss went, and I wanted to do Beauty School Dropout from Greece because it was it was Evil Dead the musical, and he found a karaoke track, and then he played piano over it. And thank you very much. And that was one of those moments where it's like kind of like you were saying, well, I have the UN ambassador to Canada.
Canada. My last guest was Canada's ambassador to the UN.
I had a moment. I was like, the dude from the Spoons and Honeymoon Suite made me a little piano thing. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was so fun, and I hope we can do more.
I hope so too.
This is just the beginning of another journey for you.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah,
you are
honestly
welcome.
This is the whole idea, right? Like we help each other because we're all good human beings on this big blue marble, and it's beautiful to hear that you guys are helping each other. And again, when Stu and Cam needed to move on from Toast, you two were the first guys that popped in my head. I'm like, Rob Preuss and Bob Willette. I wonder if they would do it. That would be a good combo. And it happened, and we're on our 29th Toast,
That's
and
amazing.
Most of those are you guys. And I just want to know, I appreciate you. But this song, Rob Preuss.
Yep.
What do you know about this jam, Strange Advance?
What do I know about it?
Well, I mean,
I know that I love it.
Did you hear the Strange Advance deep dive on
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Was it good? Okay.
Yep. Enjoyed it.
So this is they have a few hits, but this is their big hit. Yeah. And then it got me thinking of this one right here. see if I can do this.
I smell the 80s. I smell the hairspray.
Shout out to Ed Souza, future FOTM. I just got an email from him.
For sure.
Was there a radio edit without this long
There
intro?
must have been. Of
I
course.
can hear Larry Fedoruk talking it up.
Coming up next.
22 degrees in the city of trees. Flock of Seagulls on
Spaceship,
680 CFTR.
Oh yeah, there would have been a
Oh, there was a radio edit.
huge chop of that intro. Cutting right to it.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing we'd talk over on Sunday nights at Whiskey Saigon with Martin Streak, though.
You talk about the whole thing,
we would do the
of course.
whole thing.
And then you know exactly when to stop.
Yeah, oh,
It's the
yeah. He
coolest
always,
thing.
yeah. He never, he king of hitting the post was Streak.
Is that
for
what you
sure.
call it? Hitting the post.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
hit the post, yeah.
Well, Bob, you want to try to hit the post on this one?
What do you want
Who
me to
knows
say?
where it is? Who knows? Okay, so
I think I know where it
But
is.
basically, okay, so Strange Advance had a big hit with We Run. Okay? You know what this song is called?
Space Age Love Song, isn't it?
Nope.
Or no,
I
this
Ran.
is I Ran. Sorry, wrong one. Sorry, wrong.
So, We Run is the Strange Advance song.
We Run. I Ran.
That's a Canadian band.
Yeah. Here comes
This
the
is
post.
not a Canadian band, but it has
Right
a
here.
Canadian
Here comes-
guitarist.
Yeah. There it is.
That's what Gord plays now. Gord Spoon.
Oh, nice.
And apparently Gord Spoon is in this band
Yeah.
because of Ed Souza. Did you know that?
Wow.
Isn't that fucking weird?
We ran. I ran.
Right.
Not
So
to-
the next song somebody needs to write is called They Ran.
Oh, that's true. Or Baby Ran. 5440.
Baby Ran.
Yeah.
That's also Canadian band.
Run to You. Brian
This is a
Adams.
Canadian artist.
Yeah. This song is really dark when you think of it. When you the lyrics are like, he's totally.
Is this the one in the empty swimming pool?
Oh, I don't know the
don't
video.
know.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't remember the video.
You're 2 years older than me, so I
That's
can't.
true. I'm actually.
He's even in another decade.
We represent 3 different decades right now.
No, not
Rob's
yet.
in his 70s.
No, but you're. Yeah.
Okay, I'm almost done this fun little game I'm
See
doing
what
here.
you
This is useless, actually, but here, almost done. Who can name that tune? It's an FOTM jam. I wanted to close here with an FOTM jam. But it's also Canadian artist.
I can tell it's the 70s though.
So that was Run to You. He's not an
It's not
FOTM.
Carol. This is a. It's a Carol. No, I thought.
I was thinking of Rough
Yeah.
Trade.
I'd go to the live stream, but I'm sure everybody knows it on the live stream.
My live stream doesn't update. I have to-
Oh, okay, because
okay.
apparently, according to our official Toronto Mike's historian, Brian Adams wrote Run to You about cheating on his wife with his guitar.
Sure.
Is it Ian Thomas?
Correct. Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
good go.
Yes, come on,
All of a sudden I got
this
the
is
voice.
Ian Thomas. This is the runner.
Oh right.
So it just occurred to me that if you consider that Gord Spoon and
Yeah.
Gord Depp is in Flock of Seagulls right now, all 4 of these run jams and then Baby Ran, like you said, these are all Canadian artists and running songs.
And we've always had some of the fastest runners in the world.
Yep.
Well, not
One
always.
of them was here yesterday.
Yeah, one of them was here
Wow.
yesterday, and the other one was here just a little while ago.
That's true. And
Yeah.
the other, he
Mike,
got
I have a gift
busted.
for you. I forgot. Do you want me to give you the gift after when
Yeah,
we're done?
can I crack my beer? I know
Yeah,
it's
let's.
early. I don't know if
do you
you're...
want to crack the
Let's
beer and then-
breakfast beer, boys.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, so 3, 2, 1. Okay, cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
And thank you again to Great Lakes for their hospitality last night.
They were great, yeah.
They're great hosts and wonderful. And Ben was great help. And
Mike, I want to give you a gift.
the free beer we all got, except for Ian Service.
It's a little something.
I almost said Ian Thomas, but he
Ian
wasn't
Thomas.
there last night. Okay. He was in Dundas, Ontario. I'm opening a gift from Rob Preuss, and then I'm going to thank a couple more sponsors, and then we're going to get to 2-minute jams.
I'm surprised we didn't pick a Canadian theme. It's Canada Day weekend.
know.
I didn't even really think of it. Oh, what is this?
Every episode of Toast is Canada themed. Come on.
Open it gently because
I was
What
gonna
am I doing
say.
here? Okay.
it came to my house, so it's got my address, and then I
Wow.
just transferred it. But it's a
Wow.
little something for you.
It's funny, when I was getting that gift, I just, Tyler's making a great speech. He's like, we have a gift for you. And I'm thinking, what if I don't like it? I have to pretend I like it. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what good people do.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, Mike, you can do this. Just you got a shitty gift you don't want. Just pretend you're happy. And then I got a gift I wanted, and I'm like, it's so much easier to not have to fake it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
You can fake it.
I'm ready to fake it.
Yeah,
Rob.
get ready to fake it.
Where am I here? Hold on.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's very well packaged.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
what's
set
going
like
on?
this.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, this is.
There's a little tag
Shout
on
out
there
to
as well.
Kurt Swinghammer here. Hold on. So this is. There's a camera.
Yeah.
Can anybody see that on the camera? Okay. So this is beautiful. Hold
It's
on
a limited edition lithograph. I think it's a lithograph. There's a technical name
Wow.
for what it is.
A print.
A
kinda,
print,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's funny. His wife was just here.
Yeah.
She's lovely, Lori Cullen. She's a great episode, Toronto Mike. Kurt Swinghammer, certificate of authenticity. Thanks.
Beautiful.
This is honestly this is
Sam
gonna
the Record Man, by the way. We haven't said
Sam
that
the
yet.
Record Man. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what it is? It's the bag. It was the shopping bag. 'Cause
Right.
He designed this artwork for the bags.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
did he
I
really?
recognize
it's
it right
got
away.
it's got a real Keith Haring vibe
I
to
know.
it. It's pretty great.
Well, and knowing Kurt's art now,
Oh.
like getting to know more of it, I see like the Kurtness of it as
Okay,
well.
Rob, that's a perfect gift for me. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Maybe
I
you could
toast
frame it.
now.
It would look nice on a wall.
I didn't get you a gift. I'm sorry.
Well, you contributed to $100 to the kayak for fuck's sake.
That's
Like honestly, and you guys, everyone who contributed, I don't know what to say. Just you're amazing. All right, so we're doing
Jam it out.
jams in under 2 minutes. I want to thank because I saw him last night, the cuddly one, Al Grego. What a great supporter Al Grego is. Now
Al's a good dude.
He was a supporter. Now he's an award-winning podcaster. Now it's like he's now inspiring me. Okay, I might win an award one day thanks to the great Al Grego. So, and Al Grego, there's a woman I met for the first time yesterday, Shirley. Hello to Shirley, making her TMLX. A lot of people made their TMLX debut last night, including Jerry Scott. Quickly, hello to Jerry Scott, who flew here for one night from Coquitlam, BC, because it was, in Jerry, full disclosure, he's a client. He's with Raymond James.
Oh, okay.
We love Raymond James. But he came in with Tim Niblett, who's also with Raymond James. But Jerry Scott is a sweetheart. He handles money for snowbirds. If anyone out there wants to, have their money, make money, and properly invest in everything, especially if you're a snowbird, let me know and I'll hook you up with Jerry Scott. He's a sweetheart.
Cool.
Lovely to see him last night. But I met Shirley for the first time thanks to Al Grego. Al Grego is hosting Yes, We Are Open. The sponsorship actually, this might be the last episode of this sponsorship. So I want to thank for another great run with Moneris. I know they'll be back. The wireless speaker that Bob Ray took home with him.
I love that speaker
Good
still.
speaker.
Every day I use it.
I know. So I just Moneris, keep sponsoring so I can give out these wonderful speakers.
It's a great promo item.
I loved seeing Al last night, and I looked at him across the hall or across the room, and I never talked to him all night long. And I kept saying, I can't wait to go over and meet Al finally, and I didn't.
He's a big fucking deal.
I've got a future goal.
I walked up to him and introduced him as award-winning podcaster. Yeah, I did.
Well, that's what I always say. There's an award-winning podcast. There's got to be one at every event here. Okay, so thank you, Al. I Guess We Are Open is a great podcast. He travels around talking to small business owners about their how they triumph over adversity. I saw Chris Brown, my painter, was there yesterday with David Ryder from the Toronto Star. They're brothers-in-law. And Chris Brown had this hat, and it said Triumph. And at first, I thought it was the band, but it's a motorcycle. I guess it's something.
Yeah, it's a motorcycle.
Okay,
It was a motorcycle first. Yeah.
He's like, I'm thinking Rick Emmett over here. Shout out to
Vroom, vroom.
He's got the Triumph hat. I was very impressed. But subscribe to Yes, We Are Open, an award-winning podcast. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Cliff Hacking couldn't make it yesterday, but he's been a great supporter. And if you have old electronics, old devices, don't throw them in the garbage. Go to RecycleMyElectronics.ca. so they can be properly recycled. Shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. Brad Jones was supposed to be there last night, and then somebody died. So not in his family, but that's what
That's his biz.
So he was working. You can't really program that. So he was working.
I shouldn't
because
laugh.
14th and Lakeshore. If somebody dies, you know where to go. Talk to Brad Jones at Ridley Funeral Home, pillars of the community since 1921, I think. And who did I miss here? So shout out to everybody. Palma Pasta and
I saw Mike Epple had his Maple Leafs Baseball Club book.
My God, that's so. Brian Gerstein wanted a book as well. They both, and Brian, I finally got you the book. It was good to see Brian Gerstein yesterday. That guy's a lead. And then I was introducing him, and the jingle property-in-the-six.com, and then he's like, "Oh, I retired that jingle." You don't retire jingles, right? Like you don't have to air them anywhere, but they don't retire. They just kind of go to sleep.
There was a jingle on your 12-hour playlist yesterday for the birthday too.
I loved your playlist. You curated.
It was our playlist. We all put it together.
Oh, I didn't do that.
You didn't?
Oh no,
Oh, yeah.
I missed that one.
It was a shared Spotify playlist.
Oh,
I'll send you the link.
Please do. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm getting orders because there's one more thing I have to say before we move on to these 2-minute gems. Can you put that closer to the camera for Live Famke?
Can you put it up there so I can see because I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not refreshing for me.
Let's see. Let me do it.
Okay, so there's a delay. So we're going to but you have to, trust me. Okay, that's for Live Famke. This I don't want to bury this lead. I was going to get a recording and a proper announcement during FOTM cast with Cam and Tyler, but there she can see it now.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah.
But did you guys catch my speech?
Your speech was beautiful.
Yesterday. Okay, so in the speech, I was just so honored that Live Famke was there last night.
Yes.
Because literally the day before yesterday, she was harvesting stem cells, okay? I can't act like I know exactly what that means, but it's very literally draining and it's hours and they need millions of stem cells and they're going to, wash them and put them back. There's a whole process because she's in a battle for her health.
Yeah.
But she was there yesterday.
I was going to say, what the other song is in the playlist? Speaking of Live, I put in the Bon Jovi song as well. We'll be there for you.
I'll remember you. Yeah. I can sing better than that, by the way.
Know you can.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again. You ready? Okay. I hope the Dutch win this Euro, so that she can have that to celebrate. Yeah. But so Live Famke, the big announcement is, and I thought long and hard about this, went on many a bike ride meditating on this. I'm putting her ahead of you two, okay? Before Bob Willette and Rob Preuss get into the FOTM Hall of Fame, Live Famke is being inducted. This is big news. If you weren't there last night, you're only learning about this right now. I'm going to get the proper Peter Gross announcement for FOTM cast, which is next week, with Tyler Campbell, the VP of Sales, and Cam Gordon, who survived a car crash last night. So... amazing, and thank you, Live Famke, for being there. When I saw her there, that was it. If no one else showed up, I was going to be the happiest guy in the world yesterday that Live Famke was there. Congratulations. Now let's get to the jams. But before, I know I'm rambling a lot about.
Can I shout out to Leslie Villian,
who made the cake?
And was talked to me about her, of course, her sister, and about Second City and whatnot. It was
Carolyn Taylor.
Yeah, it was
FOTM Carolyn Taylor.
Yes, huge fan of all of her work, and I don't think I made
the sketch show.
Yeah, I don't we're at the cottage and the leg tattoos and half bottle of wine, all those some of the best bits ever, and then her show with Mae Martin. Anyways,
yeah,
it was
that's the Whitney Houston song.
So
I have nothing.
funny. Yeah.
I have nothing.
I just want to say I had a really nice conversation with her. She's a fellow East Ender, and she was very encouraging about the whole Second City thing, and which is I'm just starting grad review. I finished conservatory, and now I'm in grad review, and then and I'll have a couple shows coming up, but then I'll have an actual review.
That's amazing.
In early in the new year. So
okay, Bob, we need updates along the way. No, I want to celebrate your successes. I want to shout out Cousin Jano too. That's actually Leslie Taylor's cousin, and I've been bumping into her at and Simon Head was there. So many people were there. I can't name them all. But Simon Head, who directed the Subversives documentary about Lowest of the Low, and I met Cousin Jano at the premiere of that documentary, and then I met her again at the 299 Queen Street documentary, which none of you are allowed to see, but we saw it. And since it's Canada Day weekend, this is not a 2-minute jam, but I just want to say that they remastered.
The new,
yeah.
The new, I was going to bring this as a mind blow for my first one.
Oh wow! So I just wanted to play it because
it's really good.
I fucking love it. And you know the story. Let's listen to it for a moment. It's from 1989. Okay, recorded in 1989.
She won't even come around. Every time I look back, didn't realize that I was better off than now. Mothers came and cried for apples.
That's amazing. I know.
Brother Cain survived the centuries and all the time that I thought was my friend. Be alright till we get back again.
So I just want. Okay, so they remastered this.
So
thing
good. How did that not make an album?
Okay, so you want to know the story quickly? I actually was chatting with Jake Gold yesterday because he sent me a happy birthday note, and he also said because I said Gord, not Gord Downey, sadly, because we can't get him back, get him on the show, but the other Gord, I said he should come on because he tells a great story. But this song was supposed to be on Up to Here.
Yeah.
For most of us, that's the first Tragically Hip album we loved, unless you were really cool and you were in on it.
And you had the EP.
Right. So this is going to be, it's a great song. They all love it. It sounds amazing, right? The FOTM Paul in the background there. So why is it not on Up to Here? Because then they write, I guess they're in New Orleans or something?
They went to Nashville. I think.
Is it New Orleans? Okay.
No, because I actually remember seeing an interview on Much Music with, I think it might have been Bill Willette. No, it wouldn't have been Bill. It was too early. Anyways, but I'm almost sure it was Nashville.
Okay, so they write 38 years old. And then they just, 38 years old, they like a little better and it's fresh and they're digging it. So this thing gets left on the cutting room floor in favor of 38 years old. And I'm hearing it in 2024. And now that it's been remastered and cleaned up and stuff, you don't have to rely on some shitty bootleg or whatever. It's fucking amazing.
It's amazing.
It's the Canada Day Jam, and I've been like singing it, and it's just like I had goosebumps listening to Gord there.
Here's a selfish question. Who's playing it on the radio?
Oh, I don't know. Would Hits FM be playing this 97.7?
I would be if I was still running Big FM in Kingston of all places. I'd be playing this every hour.
Again, I don't know, but wouldn't Q107 play this? I don't know.
You'd think. Do you know the Edge doesn't play any currents during the day? So
well, I don't know.
They don't play any current songs during the day. They only play recurrent.
Hey, Bob,
stuff.
do you own Chorus stock?
Fuck no.
Well, when did you get out? I know.
I never had any. I never bought in. What are they down to, like 17 cents or something the other day?
Something like that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe less.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't. Not to bring it back to Radio and Me, but when I heard this, I'm like, if you're running Boom here in Toronto, which is one of the #1 radio stations, and they play a ton of Tragically Hip, and the people who listen to Boom love the Tragically Hip, would you play it? I know I would if I was the program director, because I'd be like, this is actually from '89.
Yeah.
The story. This song's actually 30 plus years old.
Right.
You know, I would, and I don't know if
the song will be 38 years old.
Well played. Anyways,
okay, so I'm loving that. But here, so setting it up. Last time we had Toast, we did jams, and they were all very long. And we said, let's do short jams. So we said, we're kicking out jams that are under 2 minutes in length. Yeah. And then the first two songs that jumped in my head, I learned very quickly were ineligible because one of them...
Were they like 2 minutes and 10 seconds?
Yeah, basically. Like they were early twos. So this one, for example, was like 2:02 or 2:03 or something.
So close.
Somebody brought it up yesterday, and I said it might get Hansened because I didn't pick it. Yeah. But it actually doesn't qualify.
Right. I thought of it right away, and then I found out. But there's another song. So, of course, as you know, Bob, from producing the Humble and Fred show and for being a member of the Humble and Fred show, if you had only a couple of minutes before the news break...
Sloan.
That's the next one I'm
Sorry.
going to. That's okay.
Sorry.
Or that one, song 2.
Yeah, song 2 or Sloan. Yeah. If you needed CanCon, you went to Sloan.
Yeah.
Ladies.
And that's Brother Bill, by the way.
Is it? And I got to do it. That's one of my favorite moments at the band shell.
Wow.
They were playing, and I was working at 94.9 The Rock, and I got to introduce them. And I said, guys, can I, and they came and they played this first. Wow. They did exactly the same thing. Wow. I was like, this is like a dream come true. I was like, would you please welcome to the stage, Sloan? And they did it.
So you talk about mind fucks, right? So I got the following 3 people messaged me happy 50th birthday yesterday. Chris Murphy.
Wow.
Jay Ferguson.
Nice.
And Brother Bill.
Nice.
Can you imagine like 20, like late 20s Mike?
No.
It's great, eh? It's amazing. As much as, there are ups and downs and whatnot, even now as I might be leaving a career in which, not to make it about me, but while I'm leaving a career in which
about you.
I have to take the second to go, holy shit, I got to do that.
You
Holy
did
shit,
those things.
I met that person.
Right.
Holy, you must get that as you went from playing in front of 10,000.
That's my whole life, though.
Yeah.
Like my whole life. I mean, from the cool things I've done in the bands to just like fucking music that I loved when I was a kid, and I still think we get to live through this whole life and have all these experiences.
Yeah.
And you at any point in your life you go, I did that thing.
Yeah.
And it's not here now, but it's a part of who you are, right?
Yeah.
For you, that's the most exciting thing, to be on that stage like that. Like,
oh my god, it's so cool. It was so amazing.
Oh my god.
So this is 150, I think, all in.
No, it's over 2 minutes.
Is it over 2?
Yeah. So that's song 2 and The Good in Everyone are a little over 2 minutes, both ineligible.
Wow.
So you won't hear them.
Nope.
Except now.
But we're now going to roll into the first jam from Rob Preuss. That is, and again, we'll talk about these are songs that are under 2 minutes in length.
Okay, here's a question. A favor.
A favor.
Yeah. Here's what when I was driving in today, I rearranged my list.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, so you numbered
It's easy,
these
though.
5.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell me what you want.
So, okay, so you know the email that I sent, all 5?
There's numbers on the names of these things.
I sent
so
you
tell me.
4 tracks and a YouTube link,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Can you start with the YouTube link?
If you
And
want,
can I
buddy.
explain it first? I'm going to set it up.
Of course you can.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
Floor's
here's what it
yours.
is. So
It's all jams the rest of the way, everybody.
Yep,
Yeah.
good. Here we go. Here we go.
This is the big
So,
league.
We had a lot to say.
Might be the longest toast ever. And with the shortest songs.
I know. It's perfect.
No,
It's the
okay.
perfect blend.
We're gonna
So
cook.
my last song, which is now going to be my first song, is the newest discovery for me, and I feel like it's going to sort of bridge the world from the Jam Jams into this world.
Ooh.
It's 2 minutes long. It's a new band to me.
Is it 2 minutes long or under 2 minutes?
It's under 2 and under.
Okay.
It's a new
No,
band.
for 2 minutes. Well, this will be a discussion, but
Okay.
if a song that's 2 minutes in length,
Yeah,
I deem it ineligible. It's going to be 159.
It's 159
or less.
I'm going
Okay.
to say it's 159.
Okay, well, we're gonna,
It's like a-
you ready?
Yeah, you can go. Thank you.
Is that throat singing in there?
Maybe.
There's definitely a didgeridoo.
And a sitar.
Is there a tabla as
Yep.
well? Yeah.
Oh, it did. That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
Instrumental.
You can't hit the post on this one.
No.
There's no post. But
All right,
it's 2
talk to me, Rob Preuss. This is
So-
called Before You.
This is called Before You. It's a band called the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Oh, I know them.
Cam Gordon and we talked about like bands that took names.
Yeah.
and yeah.
I remember you talked about that.
Yeah. We did that in the
They're-
original
They're,
Pit Democratic.
they're literally new to me, even though
Yeah.
I've known the name for 30 years.
Sure.
I watched for the first time an episode of Anthony Bourdain's show that he had done, like traveling around the world.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the episode in Berlin, and he's with this guy named Anton Newcomb. And then they were talking about his band and how he likes living in Berlin. And he's like, he had just turned 50 and he had to get away from his life and stuff. And then they were referencing his band. I'm like, I've known the name Brian Jonestown Massacre for years, but I was always a little afraid to listen to them because the name scared me a little, even though I was old enough to know better. And then
Well, it's a scary name, to be honest.
It is. And so then after watching him, like currently or like 5 or 6 years ago or whatever, I went back to their music and I thought these guys are super cool. This is from an album that came out in 1996 called Their Satanic Majesty's Second Request.
Crazy.
I gotta say though, I don't know why, but I'm surprised to hear like an instrumental that I've never heard of in your favorite songs under 2 minutes. Like
Me too. That's why I added it, and that's why I started fighting for more songs. Literally, because when we decided this episode, this subject last time, all these songs popped into my head for various reasons. Because I've loved short songs my whole life long.
Oh, interesting.
But this kind of came out of left field, so I wanted to just throw it in. But then I realized it's a good sort of introduction because it's an instrumental. So there, I'm done.
Nice.
Okay, and Bob revealed moments ago that he almost had me play Get Back Again by the Tragically Hip as an intro to this song, and I just read his mind because I had it loaded up to play anyways just
There you
because
go.
I'm fucking loving it. Like, I'm absolutely loving Get Back Again, and it's kind of a mind blow that thing was left on the cutting room floor, and it's only been cleaned up in 2024.
Wow.
By the way, when Gord Sinclair was talking about it got left on the cutting room floor because they chose 38 years old instead, I was telling Jay Gold, time to get Gord on Toronto Mike. Enough is enough. And then Jay Gold replied, there are 2 more announcements coming.
Yeah.
When they're out, we're going to make that happen.
He's the king of teasing, you know.
I love that.
If you get on the phone with him, the funny thing is he'll if you call him, if you get he's great because when I was the program director at Big FM and even before that, he's always been pretty great to me because we used to have him on the Humble and Fred show when he was a Canadian Idol judge.
Yeah.
He had a fight with Howard because Howard said all the Tragically Hip songs
He
sounded the same.
wrapped his hand around Howard's throat and put him up
Let's
against
get
the
that-
wall.
Let's get that story.
Did you witness it?
Oh.
I did not witness it. I came up on board So I was on the Humble and Fred show.
So Jake Gold literally Humble Howard against the wall.
Yeah, stop fucking making fun of my band.
Yeah, every time a Tragically Hip song would play, Humble Howard would make a joke that they all sound the same. Which is not true.
No, it would be like we'd be playing like 50 Mission Cap, and he'd be like, New Orleans is sinking, or 38 years pigeon camera, or like some weird shit.
And then Jake Gold said, fuck this shit. And
but then Jake came on after, and Jake's a good guy. Jake's really doing a good job with the legacy of the band, I think. And the band is engaged with telling the stories. It's really great watching them.
And he did get Paul Langlois in my basement to play live. That was a Jake Gold.
That's amazing.
Happening there.
Yeah.
So set up this.
Okay. Yeah. So setting this up. So obviously, this is not a Tragically Hip song. Actually, this is a Gord Downie song. Ooh. And let's just listen to it, and then we'll talk a little bit. The opening track from Gord Downie's 2001 release, Coke Machine Glow.
God, that's good.
Isn't that good?
And haunting in retrospect.
Oh, the Star Painters are out, the scaffolding's in place. I legitimately love this album. This album was
this has Vancouver Divorce on it, right?
This Vancouver Divorce.
This is
and
my,
Canada Geese or Canada Goose are the two kind of singles from it. It was the beginning of really weird Gord. I mean,
I love that so much, and I've never heard it before.
Oh, you got to listen to Coke Machine Glow. So it came with a book.
FOTM-JD has a podcast series called Discovering Downie, where he literally talks, a couple of Americans, I think, and then a guy from Vancouver. They talk about Gord Downie's solo material because they look at the stream counts on Spotify and stuff, and it's like there's a lot of hip streams, and no one's listening to the Gord Downie.
Wow.
Well,
it's like people.
But everybody owns it.
So here's the interesting part. No. I remember seeing on this album, Gord Downie played The Government.
Yeah.
With a band. Shout
out to Ridley Funeral Home.
Yeah, exactly. With a band that was made up of people who was in the band. Julie Dorian, Adam McGoyan was in the band.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Sweet Hereafter. And he did Courage was sung by Sarah Pauly in the Sweet Hereafter.
That's right. And then there's the Dinner is Ruined, which is an indie rock band with Dale Morningstar.
So pre Kevin Hearn then.
So this is the Kevin Hearn stuff came after. There was like
I was wondering if that was Kevin playing on that.
No,
as well.
that was so that Kevin Hearn came after. Was it the Country of something? Country of
Miracles.
Country of Miracles.
Something like that. Yeah. Right.
But here, this is the interesting thing about you.
Yeah.
Gord Downie would solo, even if he played Tragically Hip songs, would still only get a place like that, 1,000 seater.
Yeah. Right.
The Tragically Hip without Gord Downie will play a club.
Yeah.
But the five of them together, this magic happened, and Canada just it resonated.
Yep.
This album, though, I think was a really great opportunity for Gord to be the weird Gord that we all I think guys like us definitely loved. Yeah. I don't know if hat backwards, hip, 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 hip guys. Yeah. As I remember.
It's not the band I hate.
Yeah, those guys, I don't think they get it. I'm going to be honest. When I saw Jim Cuddy talking about getting hipped, because they were on before the Tragically Hip at some festival, and it's you can't do anything about it. Right. But this particular, if it comes to 2-minute songs, I love the opening of it. It's the production is insane.
So Gord Downey eventually sadly passes away at the age of 53 from is it brain cancer?
Brain cancer, yeah.
And this song, if you listen to the lyrics, it's clearly, I think it's about, maybe it was his wife at the time. Somebody is battling cancer.
Yeah,
so we're going way before he had cancer.
Yeah, this is 01.
Gord Downey's song, 01. Gord Downey's song, and that's why it's so haunting in retrospect.
But what's beautiful too, like even though you could assume that those fans wouldn't get into this stuff, you could say 24 years later, everybody's grown up and lived through a lot of shit in their life.
So now they might go back to it.
Now they're ready for it.
Well, actually, Arts and Crafts in 2021 re-released it. It's actually on vinyl now.
Oh, cool.
But if you take 100 hip fans right now, just a random 100 hip fans, how many do you think have listened to Coke Machine Glow in its entirety? Of 100 hip fans,
20.
See, I'm not even sure. It's
not
20.
Even sure 20.
Not even sure it's 20. But still, think about that. That's their Gord Downey, right?
Yeah.
But it's great. It's all the solo stuff's great.
Love it.
And,
oh my god! I can't
culminating with the secret.
The whole album's amazing. What else was? And also this is so. This was the album in which he was playing much more music for an intimate and interactive with Bill Willette.
Really?
And I was in the audience.
And he was high as a kite. That's the one.
And I asked the question, and I butchered the question.
Wow.
Well documented.
Well documented several times.
That's amazing.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, we joked that we have 2-minute jams.
No, I know.
So we're going to do 5 each because they're going to be so fast.
We gotta get going.
Okay,
right.
So let's kick things up a notch here. My first song that's under 2 minutes in length that I love very much.
Okay. Good.
Don't consider it cheating now. We're here with a call. No roll for the fever and the eyes for beeping. Can't keep away from the girl. Still sounds in my brain, need to have a meeting. Can't think of anything to do, yeah. My left brain knows that our love is fleeting. She just looking for something new, yeah. Said it won't be found, but it bears repeating now.
Okay, so this is the White Stripes.
Love it.
Fell in Love with a Girl. I think this is like a minute 50. Yeah, so we're under the 2-minute mark.
Their first single?
So this is their third studio album.
Already the third.
But this is the breakthrough.
The breakthrough, yeah.
This is when like CFNY discovers the White Stripes, if you will. So
and
now,
what year approximately?
2002.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, he was released as a single in February 2002 here. Wow. So the song's seemingly everywhere in the alt-rock world. I loved it very much, and it got me to buy the album, and I loved the album, and then I loved the White Stripes, and then the rest is it. What a fantastic band, the White Stripes. Okay. Yep. This is the first single from the band to reach the U.S. Alternative Songs chart. It went to number 12. What's interesting is if you watch the video, if you go to YouTube and say, show me the video for Fell in Love with the Girl, it's Lego. It's like a Lego video. And it must have been the inspiration for... Have you guys seen the fan video that is basically the definitive video for Circle Circle ... by the wonderful Stu Stone and Jamie Kennedy? See, I flipped it for Stu. It's really Jamie Kennedy and Stu Stone here. But Circle Circle ... which was a big hit off... I'm going to call it a hit off of this Blowing Up CD I'm holding right now. Thank you to Mark Weisblot for giving me the CD. Although, as Stu pointed out, when they have this marking here, it's like a promotional copy. But, he still gets it.
Most of my CDs are like that.
Bob Willette's entire CD collection has this marking on the bottom here. But the video is also Lego, just cut from the same cloth. Nice. So you could argue, in the words of Michael Williams, you can argue no Fell in Love with a Girl, no Circle Circle ... video. So it's all connected here. But you might know the cover, Fell in Love with a Boy by Joss Stone, which I would have played, except we're not playing any bonus jams today. And of course, you might know the Weird Al Yankovic, Angry White Boy Polka. He's got this in his medley, and that's on the album Poodle Hat. But it's like even my heart rate just jumps when I hear Fell in Love with a Girl. It's just so the manic delivery by Jack White, and it's perfect, and it's all in under 2 minutes.
Love it.
Beautiful. Yeah, now I realize we can do 5 jams because look at how fast I did
Here we go,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so Rob Preuss, set up your second jam.
Okay, so now you're going back to my first jam.
Right.
Just
to confuse me. If I could fall, I'm in my 50s. I might not be as quick as
So
I
now
used
back
to
to number 1.
Okay, you ready?
And this one speaks for itself.
Okay. Does that mean play it?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoe. Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoe. Well, you can knock me down, step in my face, slander my name all over the place. Well, do anything that you want to do, but honey, lay off them shoes and don't you step on my blue suede shoe. Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoes. Let's go, cat.
Go, cat, go!
Oh, walk the dog.
Walk the dog.
Well, you can burn my house, steal my car, drink my liquor from an old fruit jar. Well, do anything that you want to do, but honey, lay off of my shoes and don't you step on my blue suede shoe.
Woo.
Well, you can do anything but
All right, before you tell us about this jam,
it's
Robin,
over.
Why you? I know we can almost play the whole songs,
Yeah,
I guess. Except I wanted to quickly, just because we talked about the Bryans Jonestown massacre, real quick here, and it jumps on me in the live stream. But Tobias Vaughn was at their last show, and something happened at their last show which was interesting. I'm trying to find it, but again, there's a user interface.
Probably
bug.
a fight or something.
Okay, yeah. So it ended with the band having an on-stage fight.
Yes, I heard about
Anton
this.
storming off.
That's right, because there's a movie. So I discovered this band in the last week and a half. There's a movie called Dig from like 2004. That's about the competition and the sort of the story of Brian Jonestown Massacre and the Dandy Warhols. And they were friends and competitors.
Which is similarly named bands, right?
Yeah,
because they're
I
named
know.
after famous people.
Yeah.
Then they change. You know what I mean? It's similar.
And both bands I sort of ignored until I started listening to their music, but their names sort of turned me off in the beginning.
But at least Dandy Warhol, I don't think he had a bunch of people die on his watch there. Okay, shout out to the Campbell Soup Factory that was recently closed in New Toronto. I used to smell the tomatoes in the sky. Okay, tell us about that because that's the Elvis version.
Elvis Presley.
But that's a Carl Perkins.
Carl
song.
Perkins,
And
but
Carl Perkins, as pointed out in the live stream, the OG.
Yeah, the OG. Carl wrote and recorded it in 1955. And Elvis recorded it in 1966.
The $1 Million Quartet. Did you ever see this?
Yeah, but he did it on his first album. So Elvis was 21 years old when he sang this. Yeah. And to me, like, when I started thinking about 2 minutes and under songs, I was like, early rock and roll was super short because they were pressing 45s and the whole idea of like commercializing pop music and all that stuff was all brand new. And I thought all these songs are super short. I mean, the barometer when we were making music in the 80s was like, well, your song can't be longer than 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So we were like, oh my God, we got to make sure that it's
you
under
said,
that.
what about Bohemian Rhapsody?
Well, exactly. There's a few outliers, but generally it's got to be like 3:30. But going back into the 60s and the 50s, 2 minutes was like not unusual. And it really feels like you've lived a whole lifetime in 2 minutes. Because then I realized Beatles songs were short and bands had to learn how to construct a story and a sound in that short amount of time. And like, I never thought really that Blue Suede Shoes was only 2 minutes long until I was started.
What is the length of it?
159, 158.
Okay. You're under the wire.
Yeah, they're right on the wire. But that's why I
Beautiful.
thought, damn it, I'm including it because it's like the beginnings of rock and roll. And this is.
And you know, songs are now shorter now. Like it's come full circle.
But they're not 2 minutes.
Yes, some are.
Really?
230,
Well, people talk
240,
about TikTok
250.
songs, right?
So, well, there's that,
Yeah.
But when I was music director for Virgin Radio, there was a lot of, especially CanCon, like that would be deemed pop or urban or dancey, that really tried to keep things not necessarily under 2 minutes. 230 was definitely. If you had a CanCon song that didn't suck, that was 230, you were definitely on the list. You were definitely on the list.
What about that Blur song? What's the timing of that? Was that? That's over
look
2
it up.
minutes,
I think
right?
it's over 2 minutes, right? But only by a hair.
Yeah,
but not much.
No,
right?
no, not much at all.
There's something weirdly satisfying about a short song.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
it's almost like when you go nowadays, like on Broadway when they do musicals, and a lot of shows are one act.
It's 202.
202. That's
202.
amazing.
Oh, wow.
Song 2 by Blur.
Wow.
Which we're not kicking out officially because it's too long. Is 202.
Speaking
Crazy.
of Broadway, my next selection when we move
Do
on. Yeah.
Well,
it's not.
You finished your blue suede shoes.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, I'm just excited to think about like the beginnings of rock and roll.
Well, you know,
short songs, short attention spans, because it was a whole new world and people hadn't yet learned how to jam.
That's interesting.
You know, in the world of jazz, they were jamming the shit out of it.
Right.
In the 50s, that's what it was all
blues,
about.
it would have been jamming and stuff. Yeah.
But pop music was like, we need to be concise for the kids so that we can play more songs and we can sell more ads and like all that stuff, right? So
sell more records
too. Sell more records
right?
too, of course.
Yeah.
And that's very punk, right? Because then the Ramones, I mean, there's 100 Ramones songs you could kick out under 2 minutes.
But
there's a lot of punk songs.
Yeah, and I thought about the Ramones, but I
thought of them too.
And I thought about, you know what? I thought about Violent Femmes.
Yeah.
But a little too long. Blister in the Sun's a little too long, and American Music's long. But I'll be honest, when it came to the Ramones, I was like, do I love the Ramones?
That's the thing too.
Like, do I legit, like, for me, with the whole thing was, do I love this? And I've never put, I put Ramones on vinyl because I have it.
Yeah.
Because I inherited it, I got it, but I don't. I play the Ramones if I'm DJing an '80s night, but I don't love it.
That's why it's fun for us, I think, to bring these songs in because we're first of all, things on the top of our head are coming into the picture.
Well, now that I'm thinking of a different song here that I just want to look up.
Really?
Anyways, yeah.
Okay.
No, anyways, yeah. So it really, for me, it became about. What did we? I know it doesn't count. Girls by the Beastie Boys, 2:13. Love Girls by the Beastie Boys, but it's 2:13, so it doesn't count. Under 2 was our rule.
Did you know Sheena is a punk rocker? Is a whole 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
Wow.
I just looked it
That's
up.
too long.
That's too long for a Ramones song.
That's a long Ramones
Blitzkrieg
song
Bop is
here.
over 2 minutes. I
Is
think.
it? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, we so far I don't want to spoil anything, but we might not hear any Ramones today.
Ah.
Okay, set up this jam, Bob Willette, because it's so off the beaten path.
Do you think it is? Yeah, I guess it is for me.
I don't even know it, but I know you love this.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, my dad introduced me to Jesus Christ Superstar, the musical, but the Norman Jewison film is what.
Yeah.
You know, and there was the Brown original cast recording.
Yep.
That is Andrew Lloyd Webber, Tim Rice, but I didn't discover that.
Murray Head on that?
Murray Head's on that one. But I knew the movie. And my dad would show me the movie, and at a very young age, and I got it pretty early. And I went to Catholic school, and I actually went to a pretty interesting Catholic school. It was in grade 7. Yeah. We actually studied the Brown vinyl version in our religion class.
That's how I learned all about the life of Jesus.
Yeah,
Jesus
for sure.
Superstar.
Yeah, and actually, the last time I was, I'm always talking about being unemployed. The last time I was unemployed, not the last time, one of the times I was unemployed, I was between Mix 99.9 and Proud FM. Again, I went back to acting or doing some sort of theater and stuff. And I actually auditioned for a play that I got hired for. I landed a position at the old Diesel Playhouse with and I got paid. Yeah. But my audition song was this song.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a little low in the mix here, so we'll have to pump it later.
I dreamed I met a Galilean, a most amazing man. He had that look you very rarely find, the haunted kind. I asked him to say what had happened, how it all began.
Wow.
I asked again. He never said a word, as if
he hadn't heard. And now just a break brings it.
And next,
the room was full of wild and angry men. They seemed to hate this man. They fell on him and then disappeared
again.
And next,
then
I saw
thousands of millions
crying for this man.
And then I heard them mentioning my name and leaving me the blame. Pilot's Dream.
Wow.
Yeah,
come on now. We should go up to the piano.
You guys enhanced that jam. I love it.
Yeah. So. So it comes in under 2. It's a interesting thing. I love the line. I heard them mentioning my name, like the way Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice, or what Tim Rice would have done the lyrics, really makes Pilot look like he didn't want to do what they did, which I thought was an interesting angle. And I be honest, when you talk about songs under 2 minutes, I love that song.
Yeah.
I think it's beautifully done. That's Barry Denon is his name.
Yeah.
He passed away.
This is the 70 version.
This is the 73.
Brown
Yeah,
album.
this is the 73. Yeah, this is the film.
It's
Murray
That's from the film.
Head's.
I got
Murray Head is the
specific
one.
instructions.
Yes. What's that?
I got specific
it's different.
instructions.
Yeah, no, I didn't want the Brown Brown album.
This is the
I
film
wanted
version.
the film version,
I thought it
the
was a
Norman
little
Jewison.
different. Yep.
Yeah, it's different. It's a little
And
bit.
we talked about this before, seeing Superstar at the Danforth Music Hall.
Yes.
And who sang this song?
On that.
It was Dennis DeYoung from Styx.
That's right. I saw Dennis DeYoung from Styx.
And it was the coolest experience to hear his voice, to hear the voice of Come Sail Away sing this song. And I got shivers. It was so great.
I saw Carl Anderson and Ted Neely do it with Irene Cara at the O'Keefe Center.
Oh my God, I saw that show too.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh yeah, we talked about it. Yeah. So
we're nerds for Jesus Christ Superstar.
Jesus Christ Superstar is my favorite musical, and I love that song, and I like singing along to it. It's even though it's out of my range, I still like singing along to it.
I love your passion for this very much. So
Passion of the Christ. Wait, that's
passion.
Shout out to Mel Gibson. Is he worth shouting? No.
Shout out to Jesus and a shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. But he got up. Anyways, I'm having another beer.
Oh my God, so many Mel Gibson jokes here. Shout out to Jodie Foster. Okay, let me kick out my second jam. You guys ready?
Do it.
Good times for a change. See, the look I've had can make a good man turn bad. So please, 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 let me get what I want this time. Haven't had a dream in a long time. See, the life I've had can make a good man bad. So for once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it would be the first time. Lord knows it would be the first time.
One minute and 50 seconds in length. That is Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want by the Smiths.
Amazing.
Is this, I know we, I don't know if you canceled him or whatever, but still sounds great in the fucking cans here. Holy smokes now. Now, it's about the length. Okay, so this was on Rough Trade. That was the label, and they had concerns about this song because it was so short. And Morrissey said when we first played it to Rough Trade, they kept asking, where's the rest of the song? Morrissey, who characterized the song a very brief punch in the face, argued, lengthening the song would, to my mind, have simply been explaining the blindingly obvious. So they held firm, and a minute and 50 seconds means they get to be kicked out on this episode of Toast on Toronto Mike.
Amazing.
I wanted to say, when you started playing that, you made a reference to The Simpsons and how The Simpsons might be the bridge to the younger people. And my kid, my 13 turning 14-year-old, showed me a recent episode where they have a Morrissey type character who used to be like a really cool lefty, super everything, and now he's a big fat, it's Morrissey. It's 100% Morrissey. God, and she's like, don't you think this is funny? I'm like, do you eat? It's like he's British. It's hilarious.
Bob.
It is identical.
So my 8-year-old is obsessed with The Simpsons, and there are so many cultural touch points that are us three guys would toss out, and she gets it enough to kind of be
it's funny enough for other
she ties
reasons
it to
to them.
Simpsons. Yeah, it's like, Oh, that's the song that whatever. Like you name it. There's so many cultural.
I told her. I said, well, they're doing this guy's named Morrissey's from this band called the Smiths, and she's like, oh, I didn't know, but she still loved the episode.
I love that,
which I thought was really interesting.
Yep.
Wow. Now, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is sort of an important movie to Gen X. I think we've all seen it. I loved it. What did you guys think of Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Oh my God, come on!
I love Ferris Bueller.
Come on now.
Who the fuck am I talking to?
You're in your 50s now.
Yeah.
This is our shit.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay, so when Cameron's viewing the painting,
A
Sunday Afternoon is the name of it. A Sunday Afternoon on the island of La Grande Jatte.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is by
George
He's
Seurat.
looking at the painting. An instrumental version of this song is playing.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
It's
what's
got a bunch of
interesting,
cool
there's a musical
soundtracks.
theater sort of connection to that because that painting was what inspired Sunday in the Park with George by Stephen Sondheim,
Wow.
which had just come out around.
That's why you guys are
time.
here, because
Yeah.
I could never have dropped that fun
From
fact.
Ferris Bueller to Stephen Sondheim. That's why we're here.
Okay. Honestly, keep them coming. Keep the fun facts coming here. That's a great song. So I've kicked out 2 songs that are 1:50 in length. I'm just pointing that out here.
Yep.
And I'm loving this very much. I love the under 2-minute jam topic here, even though we should have done a Canada Day thing. Whatever.
It's
Every
okay.
episode of
We're
Toronto
Canadian.
Mike does a Canada Day episode.
I was gonna say we play a lot of CanCon already.
Yeah. Well, we played Tragically Hip.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, and we've played Gord Downey, which is CanCon too.
Yeah, the superstar. Okay, let me hear from Rob Preuss, who's going to kick out a third jam, because again, every episode of Toast we kick out our 3 songs tied to the topic.
Let's do it.
But today we're doing 5. I just want to repeat that. We're doing 5 songs.
All right.
What say you about this?
Here's
third
what I
jam?
have to say about my next. Actually, we have 3 more to go, right?
You got it, buddy.
So
Good math.
in lieu of
Who's Lou?
Don't call me Lou, Shirley. In lieu of adding other like fun
Shirley was at TMLX. I met her for the first time.
I know you were saying that
yesterday.
earlier, and I was going to do that joke, but
I know. I
didn't.
think I was going to do the same joke. Too.
In lieu of adding other songs like mind blow kind of songs, what I felt was important to do for a couple of these short songs was to give context, because these are songs that are very important to me in my life as a child, listening to music, wanting to be a musician, and being inspired by music.
Yeah.
So these short songs came right into my mind, but I felt what was important was to give you context to see how they develop and how they go. So what I've done is I made a little mix of this next song. So
okay, I'm going to play it, and then
don't play it yet.
Yell at you later.
Yeah, yell at me later. But what I've done is I've ended. There's a song that's going to go. You're going to hear. It's going to drop in about halfway through another song. Okay.
Is this legal, Bob?
I think he's.
Come on, I'm pushing.
I'm going to play what you sent me. I haven't listened to it.
No, so what I've done is I've started in about halfway through a song, and you're
being me.
I'm totally. But you're going to see why. So there's a song that's going to go.
But the song that you're going to be, whatever the song is, it's under 2 minutes in length.
Oh my God, this song is 1 minute and 7 seconds.
Okay, so Bob, it is fine.
Yeah.
All right.
So
we can give context.
But in context, you're going to hear part of a song.
That's fine.
Then you're going to hear the short song, and then you're going to hear where that goes from the short song, just to show you the.
Can I play?
Yep.
Here we go. I'm excited. Is this why you're wearing that shirt?
It all goes together.
So what is this though? Like to give it like what is this?
Like a big business tycoon, just a hot air balloon.
That's Freddie Mercury.
You would think just an underground schoolboy. Let me tell you right. Done with disease, you're the king of the sleaze. Put your money where your mouth is, Mr. No. What's the fin on your back? Part of the deal. Shark, death on 2 legs, tearing me apart. Death on 2 legs, you never had a heart. Never did. You're all right from the start. Insane, should be put inside. You're a surrogate in a cesspool of pride. Should be made unemployed. Make yourself null and void. Make me feel good. I feel good.
So Mr. Dress Up? What's going on here?
I go out to work on Monday morning.
It's Monty Python.
Tuesday I go off to honeymoon. I'll be back again
Sound high?
before it's time for sunny
No, that's Freddie Mercury.
I'll be lazing on a Sunday afternoon. Bicycling on every Wednesday.
Bicycle.
Thursday I go on waiting in the Louvre. I'm bound to be proposing on a Saturday night. Be lazing on a Sunday. Lazing on a Sunday. Lazing on a Sunday afternoon.
Right, man?
Rob, I had no idea you like Queen. You're a big Queen head?
Yeah, keep it going.
Keep going, he says. Okay. Stop talking over my jam, he said.
Okay, you can fade it out now. This is the next song.
Oh, so that was it. That was the song.
Yeah, that was the song.
Is that from Night at the Opera?
Uh-huh.
That's Night at the
And
Opera,
that's
right?
called
Yeah.
Lazing?
It's called Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon.
I never thought.
See,
Yeah.
And what was the name of that painting in Ferris Bueller?
Sunday, a day on the Grand Jeté or
Yeah.
something.
So it wasn't called Lazing on a Sunday
No.
afternoon.
So the reason I added those songs was because the first bit of the song was the opening of A Night at the Opera. It's called Death on Two Legs. Hard rock song about their
Reminds
manager.
me of a Pearl Jam live album.
I have Night at the
on
Opera
Two
on
Legs?
vinyl.
Death on Two Legs.
Gotta listen to it more.
But so you got this heavy metal rocking thing that then builds and builds and builds and then goes into this little twinkly music hall song for 1 minute and 7 seconds and then back into Roger Taylor singing I'm in love with my car.
But no, serious question. So
Yeah.
when Pearl Jam named their album Live on Two Legs, is that an homage to
I
that?
don't know. Probably
Bob?
not. Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe.
Like maybe, right? Like I
Might
never
be.
even knew about this Death on
Two Legs.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Shout out to Really
Maybe.
Good.
So this is the album, right? The album ends with Bohemian Rhapsody, the end of side 2.
Right.
So for me, as a 10-year-old, listening to this music,
Which I teased earlier by accident.
what?
I said Bohemian Rhapsody.
Well, yes,
earlier,
of course,
but I didn't know.
Of course. No, I know,
Same, oh,
I
yeah.
know. But for me, as a musician, as a budding musician, and as a listener,
Right.
hearing this range of music, I think even a song like "Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon" was sort of what kept my ears open to the idea of musical theater. Even
Because you're at that point at 10, you're classically trained, you're conservatory.
I was taking piano for a few years.
Right.
I was already wanting to be in a
prodigy.
band.
Yeah.
The idea of being in a band, this is what was
Right.
sparking.
Yeah, yeah,
Who
yeah.
was it who called you a genius and then I corrected them and said you were a prodigy? Who was that? Do you remember?
Was that Cousin
It was
Jano?
last night. Was it Cousin Jano?
Maybe.
Okay, somebody called Rob Preuss. I was one of my favorite things at these events
corrected them.
is
That's
connecting
not
people.
nice.
Somebody called Rob Preuss a genius, and I said, "Well, he's actually a prodigy. He's not a genius because geniuses are smart."
Exactly.
Wow.
You're fine.
For a guy who has and I'm saying this as a guy who for guys like you and me who have no skills,
But prodigy to me is more impressive. Like you are incredibly gifted.
yeah.
In this one area here, you're a prodigy. How many prodigies walk
But
amongst
prodigy
us?
to me is like there's still those things to come.
Yeah,
if
well-
you're a prodigy, I feel like you're about to become something.
Like Mozart was a prodigy.
Right.
Rob Preuss is a
Mozart
prodigy.
was a genius.
Yeah, he was a genius for sure.
So
a musical genius because he was a prodigy.
No, I think I don't. What's that? The Princess
there's-
Bride.
should I
I don't
Google?
think that word means what you think it means.
Inconceivable.
I don't think that word means. Yeah, that's what I think.
And then there was that band Prodigy too. They were
I
cool.
love.
Oh my god.
Breathe
the
with
singer
me.
just passed away a few years ago.
shout out to-
Loved, Firestarter.
Firestarter.
Smack my bitch up.
Yeah.
Fucking
That was amazing.
Next Friday night.
smack my bitch up.
I'm gonna plug my club gig next Friday night. I actually have
Do
a
it
club
right now,
gig. I have a
'cause
club
I'm
gig
gonna-
next Friday night at Ground Control.
Wiki.
Yeah, I'm doing a set
Control.
next Friday, July 5th.
Amazing.
No cover, no guest
Okay,
list. Just come on in.
Prodigy. Okay, come and see Bob Willette.
I'll play some Prodigy.
Are you
For
going to be
sure.
R2D2 or what was your name again?
RQEQ.
RQEQ.
But
Oh,
they're
mine's
doing the
QQ.
Bingo Bob thing right now. But it's fine. Doesn't
Did you
matter.
hear the episode of Chris Pack?
No.
Okay, so Chris Pack came over with his wife.
Yeah.
Longtime Weather Network person, Kim McDonald. I don't know what to call her person. Weather specialist, Kim McDonald.
Yeah.
And they each kicked out 5 jams. And there was a jam that was kind of dedicated to Martin Streak.
Yeah.
And he talked about working on the traveling road.
Yeah, on the road show.
And Video Roadshow. And I feel like there was a lot of interesting CFNY street content.
I
in that
know.
episode
I know
Chris
of
Pack.
Chris Pack. I never met Chris Pack.
Never met him because you're different eras.
I have different eras, but yeah. So next Friday night, I'm actually doing a set with DJ Lazarus. So if you're a Queen West
yes,
person,
of course.
I know his name.
Lloyd Warren, I believe is his real name. Anyways, I'm going to do a set that's an homage to my Friday night gig, which was Sinful Fridays.
Amazing.
Which I did a New Year's Eve gig with Brother Bill there. I did
Wow.
I did a chicken shawarma. I used to DJ it, and then I took
At
over.
TM chicken shawarma.
Yeah. And anyway, so I did Friday nights there for like 3 years at like 520 Queen Street West. This is Shoppers Drug Mart now. And we're just down the street from Velvet Underground and Savage Garden and all those fun places. And playing, that kind of early 2000s rock, the kind of stuff you would have heard on Saturday nights on Club 102 if you were at home. Cool. And I've been practicing. I haven't played. I got the equipment out the other day, and I used to DJ with all CDs, and the idea is we're supposed to. It's an homage to DJing with CDs. So I'm gonna be spinning some of that stuff, and you'll hear the Prodigy for sure.
Okay. Anyways. So it's like a Russian doll thing. Okay. Maybe Rob Preuss is a prodigy and a genius. A prodigy, the official definition is a person, especially a young one, endowed with exceptional qualities or abilities.
Okay.
But of course, many prodigies are also geniuses. I would call Rob Preuss a child genius.
I just think when I hear prodigy, I definitely attach a younger age.
Well,
yeah,
but I've been around for a long time. Like that's the stupid part of like the life that I've lived is that like when our first album
you were like 15.
I was 15 when our first album came out.
So
that word definitely got stuck
you were
into some reviews and
sure.
things.
Well, that CBC clip I played on when you made your debut,
exactly.
They called you a prodigy.
Yeah, and I was only 15, so it's funny to talk about it now because I'm so old. But I think if I think back to those days, I'm
young.
like, well, yeah, I was young, and I didn't think it didn't matter to me that I was young, but everybody else wanted to talk about it,
right? And because that's all you know. You don't know any different.
Yeah.
And didn't you leave the band before you were 20?
I turned 20.
You turned
and
20.
I had midlife crisis.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to do something else.
Thank God it wasn't a midlife crisis.
I've been in this band for 5 years. I need to move on.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild. And Honeymoon Suite was calling.
Later.
A few years, right?
No, 9 months later.
9 months.
It's like giving birth.
But who's counting?
Gestating, right? No, I know. It was all in the same year.
And 9 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah, Honeymoon Suite.
Honeymoon Suite was born. No, they were already around. No. All right.
Okay, now I have a question. When we kick out these jams on Toast, do we have a rule where artists can only be played once? Like,
I hope not.
I hope not too.
I've played Pearl Jam in almost every one of my.
No. I meant in the same episode. I meant in the same episode.
No, I don't think we've ever
had that. Like if I said, okay, we're gonna kick out under 2 minute jams, could I play 5 Ramones songs?
If you wanted to.
Okay,
I think so.
I just asked
it's your show,
question.
man.
Yeah.
But my understanding is we could kick out more as long as if
there's not
the rule is we can't kick out the same song that we've kicked out before.
Right.
Okay.
Or if the rule doesn't exist, then
we'll just make it up.
Yeah, we make it up. If you don't like it, then change it.
Yeah.
What do you have to say, Bob? I'm looking at the next jam, and I'm thinking about when Shock G passed away, and you came on Toronto Mike to talk about it because you and I are cut from the same cloth when it came to Sex Packets.
So this album came out in 1990, and I can't believe
I have it here somewhere. Okay, keep talking.
Yeah. I can't believe I need it on vinyl. Do you have it on vinyl? The full album? This is Sex Packets by Digital Underground. This is the album, and I thought I might get in trouble for this one because it is a. Oh no! Yeah, you have the Packet Man. We have it's a 12-inch. Wow. Do What You Like.
I was a huge Do What You Like fan.
Yeah, I love this album. I was 14, and the Humpty Dance is what everybody knows. But when you listen to this album, it's so derivative of that 70s black psychedelic music. Cool. Sly and the Family Stone.
Yes.
George Clinton. It's the samples are insane.
Funky as fuck and amazing.
So and Shock G passed away. Shock G was also Humpty Hump. He was also
Mind blow.
He was also the Piano Man, by the way.
Wait, you're talking about the song that we're about to hear?
Yeah. Play it. Yeah. So this actually, I thought I might get in trouble because this is a prelude.
Okay.
You might get fucking in trouble.
It might not be a
I'm
song.
sharpening my knives over here.
It's a song.
Excuse me, trooper. Will you be needing
Just let him hear it.
I'm
He's
sorry.
never heard this.
Okay, and he is a piano man, so he should listen.
That's what I mean. It's on a rap album.
Bob Ray invented hip-hop in this city. I just want you to know. I learned that on the Bob Ray episode of Toronto Mike. No Bob Ray.
Listen to the song! It's only 57 goddamn seconds!
Don't yell at me on my birthday.
Don't yell at an older man.
Yeah.
It's so real.
It is real. It is real. It is real. It is real.
So that's it, 57 seconds. It's called the Packet Prelude.
That owes a lot to Prince as well, right?
Oh,
even that little sped up voice kind of sound right there, that's so cool.
So the Packet Man, so Digital Underground was Shock G and Money B.
Yeah.
Shock G he passed away in 21, and I came on the podcast to talk about it because this album, the album Sex Packets, is one of my favorite albums of all time, and that's Mike's as well.
I love it.
And what's interesting is Shock G played these characters like Humpty Hump, but he also played the Piano Man.
Wow.
People like he played the piano on all of these things.
Is that him playing on
That's
this?
him playing it.
Cool.
He's the lead rapper of the band, and he played this.
Wow.
He this album, like, I wanted to include, I don't think I've ever been able to talk about, I mean, we've talked about when he passed away, but just how like cool this album is. Like from beginning to end, it's got like these crazy these crazy little sketches in it almost. And the music, and I know you have a hip hop thing when it comes to lyrical content
Sometimes,
and whatnot, but this like they have a song which samples Love to Love You,
Donna Summer.
Donna Summer, and it's a freaky fucking song.
Wow.
It's a great tune, man.
I need to listen to more of it. That's amazing.
But as an adult who has a 14-year-old now, and when I was like 13, 14 listening to this, I'm like, what were my parents thinking?
Right.
Like, these songs were dirty. Some of these songs, but they were... You learn they become very sexy. I think that's a sexy song.
It's
that's
what made me think of Prince too.
Yeah, for sure. Because his music's is very
called
sexy
Sex
as well.
Packets.
It is called Sex Packets, which, by the way, it's a kind of a concept album, and I didn't realize this.
Yeah.
That actually it was a concept album based on something called GSRA, Genetic Suppression Relief Antidotes, which is a pharmaceutical substance that is produced in the form of a large glowing pill the size of a quarter, which comes in condom-sized packaging and was allegedly developed by the government to provide astronauts with a sexually satisfying experience.
What?
This is the whole thing, and he wrote this whole album on sex packets and how they would deal these sex packets on the street.
Cool. Wow,
it's a crazy album.
That's really cool.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Wow.
Love it so much. No, love
Stop
Digital
talking.
Underground, and that's what Two Pockets has starred in. Digital
Tupac,
Underground
with
later.
this,
And by the way,
same song,
right? And just shout out to Attic Records. I've had on. They both passed away now, but Attic Records distributed that album.
That's
Canada.
cool.
I would kill for a vinyl copy of that album.
Wow.
So I only have the 12-inch for Do What You Like.
I have a Nose Job and Kiss You Back, the 12 inches from the other album, from the second album, Sons of the P. But I would love to have a vinyl copy of that album. From
if anyone can help out Bob Willette for his 50th birthday, maybe we'll chip in
a year and a half. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we're almost there. A lot of people hitting 50 here. Okay, here's my third jam.
Do it.
Hit it.
Moderate rock.
Fell in love with a girl.
Close. I have a type, okay?
We know.
Wow.
Shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. Steve Albini passed away recently. We talked about that in the last toast here, but he, of course, I put in quotes here, air quotes, produced In Utero.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, Tourette's by Nirvana. This is from In Utero, which was released in 1993.
Amazing.
You know, the whole fucking album, the funny little anecdote from this. So they record this in February 93 in Minnesota, and then the label gets it, right? So this is coming off Nevermind. You ever heard of Nevermind?
Heard of it.
Oh, this was a little hit.
Yeah.
So Nevermind. And now this is a Steve Albini thing, and they're trying to get a more abrasive sound or whatever. Kurt Cobain wants it to sound a little more
like Bleach.
Yeah, it's just exactly a little more like that. But that's not commercial sound, of course. So the label gets this. And they're like, really concerned. It's not particularly commercial. A lot of it sounds a lot like that. And they almost, I believe the story goes that they were considering that not releasing it because of how uncommercial and abrasive it sounded, the In Utero. I love In Utero. In Utero is a short album. I feel like when I bought it, because I bought it opening day, and I remember feeling, it's only 40-something minutes. Like I felt like, where's the rest of it? This is like the Smiths story. Where's the rest of it? And in fact, a lot of the singles, like All Apologies, Heart-Shaped Box, Penny Royalty, the singles were all like remixed by another producer, this guy Scott Litt, just to make it a little more commercial sounding. But this song clocks in, are you ready, at 1 minute and 35 seconds.
Wow.
Tourette's on the final studio album by Nirvana.
Super cool.
Yeah. I've heard some great stories about that album and how it was made, obviously, with Steve Albini passing away. For me, what I always think kind of gets buried is that the album wasn't doing well. It wasn't commercially. It was doing
the first big single was Heart-Shaped Box.
Yeah, and the videos were doing fine, but it wasn't critically acclaimed.
No Smells Like Teen Spirit.
The critics didn't embrace it,
Yeah.
and I think that probably had a lot to do with Kurt's death. To be honest, like it was not a loved album.
Well, there was a shift happening in radio at that point too, right? Like between what was getting called alternative and
Well, they had the post grunge era was starting with the Smashing Pumpkins and the Bushes and even Collective Soul, which is super poppy.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were trying to find the poppier way to move forward to sell more records in their own way too.
But man, and in fact, if you hear on the radio All Apologies, you never hear the In Utero version. Like you always hear the unplugged version.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's the version you hear.
It was like it was safer, right, or something.
It just was sweeter, more gentle. But I mean, I'm a big In Utero fan and thought it was a great follow-up, but not nearly as commercially successful as Nevermind.
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah, you just said Bleach and Nevermind and
3 albums.
Yeah, that's it. Three and out.
Hit it and quit.
And then we all bought Incesticide, right, between 2 and 3 there.
But do you ever hear? Do you remember the first time you heard You're Right? That the Lost track?
Yeah.
So there was and Brother Bill played it on the Edge. And I was in my car. I was in my 1975 Buick Century, and and I turned the car on, and the song's playing, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is years after.
But it was good too. I mean,
it was really good.
But that reminds me of hearing "Get Back Again" all cleaned up, just
something very similar. Yeah,
wow. And I'm like, it's fucking good. A band I loved that the lead singer's dead and aren't making new music. This is a great old thing that I get to have now, and that was like, You're Right.
And kudos to Brother Bill. Neil Morrison.
There's a lot of Brother Bill.
Yeah, I know, right? Kudos to Brother Bill. I caught the end of it, and I was like, that has to. He comes back sells it. That's the new. We just found they were releasing the Greatest Hits album, that black one, and he was like, that's so good. Let's play it again. Wow. And I was like, there you go. Wow. This is before I was in radio. I remember,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
And there, we talked a lot about Gord Downie, who died at 53, but man, Kurt Cobain's 27 years old, and what did that catalog he left us with? I still listen to a lot of Nirvana.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Amazing.
On to the 4th jam. We never get to say that on Toast.
I know.
That's right. Here
All
we
right,
go.
Rob Preuss, set up your 4th jam.
Unknown territory.
And we're going to cook with gas here.
Okay. This one has a lead-in song to give context as well. So you could...
I thought we weren't allowed to do that.
Well, I didn't know that we weren't allowed because there was...
We said that from the beginning.
Do you notice none of us are playing bonus jams?
We said we would only do the 5 2-minutes.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Fine. You're good. It's a good thing you're a good person and so good looking.
I guess I called it context. So you can start playing it, playing it, and I'll talk about it.
Okay.
And I'll tell you as we're listening. So it's the Beach Boys. Okay, so this is an album called Smile. Friends. So the late 60s Beach Boys, all their songs, they had all these short songs that they were sort of weaving together. And I felt like I wanted to bring the context for my choice of a song, which is like way under 2 minutes. It's 1 minute and 20 seconds. And
it's true, Bob, because we said 5 jams, no bonus, because they're going to be under 2 minutes each. But he's found a way to take these 2 minute under 2 minute jams and make them like 4 or 5 minutes or something.
Not 4 or 5 minutes.
My last jam was 57 seconds.
I know, so I'm making up for that last time. I mean that extra time. So it's just I considered it the lead-in because the context of short songs, which I think is important because the weaving together is what makes you realize that a song is only a minute or 2 minutes or under.
Okay, so this is not your jam.
This is not my jam.
But you don't need to play as much because we can do it 10 seconds of the leading jam and give us an idea.
I didn't feel like it was enough. I stepped out of my comfort zone.
Well, I think we should kick him out of the fucking basement. You've lost the live stream. Nobody's left. Let me pop in and see what's going on over there.
This is the song that doesn't count. It's called Little Bird, and it's Dennis Wilson.
You got to hear the Beach Boys jam with the Grateful Dead. It was at the Fillmore East in 1971. Theremin jamming and all. That's from Canada, Kev.
Of course it is.
And these songs are so short that we don't realize how much it's kind of going by anyways. And actually, my song that's going to start reminds me of your Gord Downie song.
Oh, cool.
It's related.
Okay.
Wow.
It's about to start. This piece right here, Brian Wilson contributed.
So on the album, it goes right into it?
Right into it.
Okay,
You'll
cool.
hear it. It's
I like
come
that. I like that.
Second. These were bits and pieces of snippets of songs that Brian Wilson wrote.
I'm going to turn it up and shut up, but YYZ Gord points out the fact that you're too nice to disqualify because I think Bob and I would have our knives out if you were less nice a person. That's all.
It's all music.
Basement Dweller wants to get lunch, so
here it comes.
Bring us something.
I got leftover penne upstairs.
Oh, great.
Stick around.
You know you are. Be still and know you are. Your life is meant for joy. It's all so deep within. Oh, your life is beautiful. A seed becomes a tree. Mountain into a sky. This life is meant to be. Oh, now is the time life begins. Take that simple path and love will set you free. Live in harmony and love will set you free. Oh, you know you are. Be still and know you are. You know you are. Be still and know you are.
Come on, that's beautiful, isn't it?
It is. You treat your music like a classical radio station. You wait right to the very
I was going to say, I kind of gave you the signal. Let's hear you talk over it. You're like, no.
No, he's waiting. It's like listening to 96.3.
First time I went to see a string quartet play a live performance, and the coolest thing to me was when they ended and the moment of silence before the applause started, and I felt like there was a ghost, like the composer. It was a Beethoven
cool.
string quartet.
Oh, nice.
And it gave me shivers. The silence gave me shivers.
Letting it sit.
Yeah.
Let it sit.
And I'm like, there's that moment.
That's not the Drake format that we employ.
No, I know, of course not. But you can appreciate all ways to do it, right? But that moment of silence sometimes. So the Beach Boys at that point were heavily into transcendental meditation.
Yeah.
And it was the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi was the dude. I think it was the same guy who the Beatles.
I was going to say same guy, right?
Right. Mike Love, because Mike Love was with the Beatles in Rishikesh.
Right.
So, doing all that stuff. And the Beach Boys were all into it.
Is that
as
Mike
well.
Love singing?
That's Dennis Wilson.
So that's Dennis Wilson,
With
sorry.
Brian playing
Shout
the
out to
organ.
Ridley Funeral Home.
Yeah. And that's all it is. It's just Brian on the organ and Dennis.
Who produced it?
I don't remember. Probably Brian.
I was going to say, yeah. What I love about it is the rawness in his voice.
Yeah.
It's so
But it's
in a good way.
Yeah.
It's absolutely real. I feel like it's a one take.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably a one take.
Dennis's voice was gorgeous.
It reminds me a little bit. You said it reminds you of Gord Downie.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the final track on Nevermind, actually.
The hidden track?
No, underneath the bridge. It's okay.
Something in the way.
Something in the way.
Oh, yeah.
Something in the way.
Sure.
And Butch Vig talked about.
Which I kicked out on a toast.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
you
he did.
did.
And
That's right.
Butch Vig talks about how he literally had. He wasn't. Wasn't in the studio.
So
He's lying
quiet.
down.
Yeah,
He's lying down.
right,
He's lying
right,
down.
right.
and we
I
talked
share
about
that
it.
You
fact.
talked about that.
So that has that same intimate
Yes,
quality to
yes.
it. So how old were you when you discovered this song?
Oh my God, it was in the early 2000s actually.
Oh,
like
really?
2002.
Yeah.
I went on a Beach Boys discovery journey, and I had just moved to New York, and it was the early days of like downloading when, before any streaming or anything. And I was finding these Beach Boys albums and reading like old Rolling Stone 1960s articles about them, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that they had this late 60s era is the most beautiful creative music.
Mike, do you remember when I remember when I finally realized like all these lists, the greatest albums of all time, and Pet Sounds is always on it. Do you remember actually listening to it and going, oh, okay, I get that? Because I have a moment where I remember that.
Yeah.
Because they weren't part of my world. Yep. My Beach Boys was fucking Kokomo.
Yeah, exactly. In 88, right? I know.
Did you have that?
Mine was the surf rock. I knew all
like
Get
Surfin'
Around,
Survari and
Help Me Rhonda.
Yeah.
And Surfing
USA.
Surfing USA. Yeah. Surf City with
I
Jan
knew that
and Dean.
too, and Kokomo.
But that whole era of the surf songs, that's my first Beach Boys before Kokomo.
I suppose, I would have known that too.
But
I
knowing
didn't
Pet
know how.
Sounds.
Then seeing Pet Sounds on Rolling
What's the
Stone.
movie where I get around with?
Round, get
what's
around,
the Disney movie
around.
where he had the spaceship and Dr. Johnny Fever's in this movie?
Oh my God!
Here?
Oh God! I don't know.
Flight of the Navigator. I want to say.
Oh, wow.
Is that what it's called? Flight of the fucking Navigator.
Sure.
And I get around with a big
so
jam
cool.
in
Wow.
that. I had watched that. I had VHS.
Anyways, that's a great track.
Shout out
That's
to,
the album is
Dr. Johnny Fever.
Friends.
Because I have Smile.
Yep.
Like the
Smiley
special
Smile.
edition.
Yep.
That's all like tricked out,
Smiley
and I have never really listened to it, to be completely honest.
I'm telling you, Friends, and actually the information page about it says that there's 5 songs under 2 minutes.
Wow, crazy.
So that first bit I played, which was the illegal track,
So
was
you mentioned
159.
Rolling Stone magazine. Okay,
Yes, I
so
did.
quickly, here's a quote. This is from Almost Famous, a movie I fucking love.
Yes.
Okay? So Philip Seymour Hoffman, who was my favorite actor of all time.
Shout out to Funeral.
I love that
Ridley
guy. Yeah,
Funeral.
shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. He played
Heroin.
Lester Bangs
Yep.
in Almost Famous. And his quote is, "Do you know The Letter by the Box Tops is 1 minute and 58 seconds long? Means nothing, but it takes them less than 2 minutes to accomplish what it takes Jethro Tull hours to not accomplish."
It's so true.
That's great.
Wow.
So shout out to the under 2 minute jams. I almost played the Letter, which I knew was a parody single called Vanna Pick Me a Letter.
Oh, right.
And I had it on a 45. I had a 45
that.
album. I bought it.
Yep.
Vanna Pick Me a Letter. No one does it any better. I dream about you. And that was, of course, a parody.
Did
of
anybody? Do we have any Beatles songs in this mix today?
I don't have any Beatles.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay, don't spoil anything.
I don't.
Okay.
I will admit I don't.
Bob's going to confess. But I want to also shout out Mike Rogotsky, who was at TMLX 15 last night. Because I was listening to that, I just got a link. He wrote about me on LinkedIn. And I got to say, this guy, I produced 2 podcasts for Esri Canada. And I've long told the wonderful Mike Rogotsky that there should be an Esri Geography Corner in every episode. But, they'd have to break out the Benjamins. Break out the Benjamins. But what a great! I'm looking at this photo of us. He took a selfie of me and me and Mike Grogotsky last night. And Grogotsky is it's a good photo because he took it, not me. What a tremendous supporter Mike Grogotsky is, and it was lovely. He biked over yesterday, and he says he's going to come to Christie Pitts on July 7th to check out the Maple Leafs game with me. But what a sweetheart! So I wanted to shout out Mike Grogotsky. And now I want to kick out Bob's Jam because this was on my list of 5, and I took it off when Bob.
Oh, you didn't have to do that.
Well, no, I didn't mind. I had like 8 songs. I needed to trim something, anyways.
Yeah.
But set it up.
1996, No Code, Pearl Jam. Have to do it. I am. If I didn't, I wouldn't be true to my character. Just play it.
Shout out to Neil Young who canceled his show. I was going to go to that show. I had tickets for Michelle and I.
He sounds like Lemmy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah.
I fucking love this song. It's so cool.
They actually just had to cancel a show as well. Eddie's had a cold for a while, and they were in Tottenham. I guess they're in London. I guess they had to
the
cancel
home of the Hotspurs.
Yes, they
Tottenham Hotspurs.
They had to cancel a show. So that's called Lukin from No Code, and I remember. So No Code's my favorite Pearl Jam album. If I had to say what my favorite
year?
That's wild.
96.
That's wild. I love No Code very much, but I wouldn't.
Oh, it's my favorite because it was the first one that was really strident. It was really out there. It didn't sound like that. There was a whole bunch of stuff, and it's the album where they almost broke up. It's one, they really almost broke up. The guys in the band were working with Neil Young on Mirror Ball, his album. But this, what I liked about this when you found out the story, so it's called Lukin, and it's named after Matt Lukin of the Melvins and Mudhoney.
Wow.
And Lukin, so the song is actually about going to Lukin's house.
Wow, cool.
So it's I'm going to Lukin's
That's
is the
really
thing. And actually, the interesting part is, Matt Lukin actually is a little thing. He said Vedder had a stalker, and it was a famous story that he had a stalker that would come by his house. It was freaking him out. So he'd start to avoid his house, and he would just come over to my place.
Wow.
And so I'm going to Lukin's.
Oh, cool.
We'd just sit around and we'd drink, and we'd talk about a stalker problem. And then we'd just get drunk and throw darts. And that's what this is about.
That combination.
Yeah, I do it all the time. You should come to my backyard sometime. And it's also about Eddie has said how a kitchen is a bit of a sanctuary, and as a person who is married into a half Irish family, the kitchen parties. I'm going to Newfoundland in a week and hanging out with some. The kitchen, it really is something special. And that song in that minute, whatever it is talking about the safety of a kitchen. And even though and he's also, so they have another version of it, which if we did Mind Blows, I chose not to because we aren't doing other songs, Rob.
I don't think my songs are Mind Blows.
He's done it and said it with strings, and they do it live. They slow it right down and they turn it into a 3.5 minutes. Yeah,
I need to hear that.
Yeah, they turn it into like a 3-minute song.
Is there a recorded version?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, only live.
Like on YouTube, probably somewhere.
Oh, yeah. There's no studio version,
okay,
but there's live versions of it. Absolutely.
Oh, I gotta hear that.
So,
hey, can I talk about Mudhoney for a second?
Sure.
So Matt Lukin, bassist for Mudhoney here. So I'm very interested in grunge. You might know this. I'm a big grunge.
Sorry, what?
Big grunge head
no
here.
snooze.
Absolutely. But I'm always interested in the origin of when does that mixture of rock and punk and everything become grunge or whatever. And a lot of people will say, go to the Mudhoney song "Touch Me, I'm Sick." Okay.
Yeah.
"Touch Me, I'm Sick." People are like, that's the first grunge song. Listen to this song. This is what leads to grunge or whatever. And "Touch Me, I'm Sick" is fine and all, but I'm here to tell you though, my favorite Mudhoney song is "Overblown."
I that on single
love
soundtrack?
Yes. I love "Overblown" by Mudhoney, and Mudhoney, which is never reached the levels of all those other big grunge bands we reference.
But do you love it because it was your introduction to the band?
I just love it. It's the right sound for me.
Yeah.
And, again, if we were doing bonus jams here, because I had Lukin on my list, so I would have probably kicked it.
I actually, if we're gonna talk about the first grunge song, I think it's a Pixies song. Myself.
Shout out to Steve Albini.
Yeah. I really do. But anyhow.
No Pixies, no Nirvana. At least not sounding like that. That's for absolute sure. But
anyhow, Mudhoney is one of those bands that I don't think I was cool enough to get into it.
Yeah.
I really wasn't. And I think I will.
Green River? Would you get down with Green River as a Pearl Jam head?
I listened to it. Yeah, I had the CD, but it wasn't something I put in my 5-disc changer on a regular basis. But I can still remember taking and listening to trying to get into Andy Wood, the band that Pearl Jam was before.
Wood. Wait, what are they called?
My God, how can I not remember this? Jesus Christ.
It's called Mother Love Bone.
Mother Love Bone. But it was still very much, and if you look at the videos of then, it was still very much kind of a glam rocky kind of look. And sound, and I never got. Yeah. But Pearl Jam covering it with Eddie doing their songs like Chloe Dancer and Crown of Thorns.
Amazing,
pretty damn good. Anyhow.
And now I'm just thinking, because I love Alice in Chains so much, but the song Wood, just the fucking, when I hear the first chords of Wood or whatever, I'm,
Wood,
and it's all about the single soundtrack, right?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Single soundtrack, so
for me,
good.
that was my entry into that world.
I love Drown.
Yeah. Oh my God, all those songs.
There's a jam we should have put 8.5 minutes of Drown at the Smashing Pumpkins song.
But also mixed into that single soundtrack was Ann and Nancy Wilson as the Love Mongers doing a Led Zeppelin song, which was the coolest thing.
Misty Mountaintops.
Battle of Evermore.
Battle of Evermore. could wrong.
Yeah.
What was Mike? No, but
yeah.
also and there's even Hendrix is on that soundtrack. And
it's so good.
And isn't there a song that
Chris Cornell solo?
I was going to say the Cornell song is also done by Pearl Jam. Changes, right? Yeah. It's like with different lyrics, right?
Amazing.
And one of the greatest Pearl Jam songs of all time, in my humble opinion, is State of Love and fucking Trust.
State of Love
and Trust is amazing.
Yeah, State of Love and Trust, Breath, both of those. Yeah.
Okay,
so when you guys heard singles when you guys were that age and heard singles, like heard that soundtrack, were you already listening to all these bands as well, or was that like a gateway into that world?
We were already. I mean, because 91 is 10 and 91 is Nevermind.
So in 90,
I'm great year for music.
In 90, I am starting high school.
Yeah.
And I love Digital Underground and Belle Biv DeVoe and dance hall music because I grew up with all Jamaican kids.
Yeah.
And I love and Euro dance crap because I grew up with Portuguese guys. And then I get to high school and I still remember a band. We had a talent show and they played "Smells Like Teen Spirit." And I'll be honest, I maybe seen it on much music, and that was 90 to 91. It was like it switched. And I still love hip hop, and my last selection will reflect that. But the singles comes out, and I was actually the soundtracks are such an interesting thing that I don't think have an impact that they used to.
No, at that time they still did.
Oh my god,
sure.
Single soundtrack.
Yeah.
I was literally thinking about the My Girl soundtrack because I heard the Fifth Dimension the other day. Yeah, like
actually my song. I'm going to kick out my song here. Will lead to some soundtrack chatter here because I know this song from soundtracks. Okay, so
this is your fourth.
This is my fourth of 5.
Bring tea for the tillerman, steak for the sun, wine for the woman who made the rain come. Seagulls sing your hearts away as wild sinners sin, the children play. Oh Lord, how they play and play for that happy day, for that happy day.
Beautiful.
1 minute, 1 second.
Amazing.
Tea for the Tillerman by Cat Stevens. This is from the album of the same name, released in 1970, November 1970. And you talked about soundtracks. Have either of you seen the movie Harold and Maude?
Yes.
It's fucking great, right?
Yes, it's amazing.
It's fucking great. Okay, so it's like Harold and Maude. I fucking love that music. Perfect, like kind of dark humor deal. And then that song's full of Cat Stevens. It's like loaded with Cat Stevens. Where Did the Children Play? Miles
It is a
Nowhere.
Cat Stevens song, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But wasn't it also for like the theme for a TV show?
Well, okay, yes, extras. Okay,
Extras, that's right.
So
Oh my God,
I'm
right.
just going to shout out Harold and Maude.
Yeah.
Tea for the Tillerman is prominently featured in that, and Cat Stevens is all over that movie, and it's a wonderful movie. Harold and Maude, you guys should see it. It's from 1971.
Yeah.
And yes, extras. The closing title track for that sitcom
God, I
was
love that.
the
That's
song.
right.
1 minute, Cat Stevens.
Amazing.
Boom.
Boom.
Shout out to
Nice.
Maxi Priest, who covered Wild World.
That's right.
Nice.
Big
Ooh,
big
baby,
jam.
baby.
Oh baby baby. Okay, 1 jam left each. We are going a little overtime because we had a lot to talk about TMLX 15. But what would you like to say before I kick out your final jam, Rob Preuss?
Well, I broke the rule. There was no rule.
Again?
Yeah,
You literally broke the rule on
Yeah.
4 of your 5 jams.
There's a context. There's a context again, so you can start playing it, and I'll talk.
Okay, you give a lot of context.
Yeah.
Like you can
Once again, it's
the
10
same seconds of context.
It's the same band. This song is just over the limit.
I know this.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, I love this song.
Yeah, this is Queen. But my song comes out of the song, so it's sort of like it's kind of similar to my other one as well, because Queen always went from these hard rock extremes and these heavy metal extremes to Freddie's like music hall, gentle songs, whatever. This is called Stone Cold Crazy. This is not my song, but I can keep talking over it. Because
this isn't your song.
No, this is 2 minutes and 13
This
seconds.
is what I don't like about what you're doing here.
I'm sorry.
Like, most of the music we play are not your fucking choice. Like you're confusing everybody. It's against the rules.
The song itself is only a minute and 7 seconds.
You're gonna have to really
2 songs
be
by the
much
same
bigger.
artist. Like
twice in the same artist.
Oh, that's what
Well,
you were
just asked me what
alluding
they were-
to.
Did you know that I was doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
did?
see the titles. Okay,
Aw.
I see the title. I
That's
didn't
why you were
listen to
leading
it.
me on.
Yeah,
You made me
I just
nervous when
wanted
you
to
started
know-
talking about it.
Yeah, because I don't think that's allowed.
Is it not? Well,
Maybe we didn't explicitly
we
state
didn't.
it.
We didn't.
Stone Cold Crazy. It's a great song.
You know who did the song at the Freddie Mercury tribute? Metallica.
But this is not
that
your
makes
jam,
fucking
right?
rock.
This is not your
It's
jam.
not his
No,
jam.
no, but it's
So what the
it
fuck
is a
am I
jam.
spending 5 minutes listening to?
So that we can talk. We're just talking over it. We're talking over it.
I want to give context. You play. I don't understand why you can't just play 10 seconds of the song leading into your song.
Because here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, not yet. Sorry. Psych. It's coming up. But listen to this. Listen to how cool this is and where it goes. The important thing is where the song goes.
Right.
So for 1 minute and 7 seconds, coming out of this changed my life. Well, it'll change your life.
So
in 1
these
second.
are, again, back-to-back on the
Back-to-back
vinyl?
on the
Okay.
record. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Which album?
Sure, Heart Attack.
Right.
1973.
I have all this on vinyl from the Q107 library. I gotta listen to it.
It's coming up. It's coming up. But you got to enjoy the sharp turn it takes. Here it comes.
Interesting.
So we haven't
So
got
you're
your
giving
jam yet?
context.
Yes,
is what you're saying.
context.
It's a lot of context.
That's
though.
It's a lot of context. I'm sorry. But
So is this your song now?
Nope.
No, not yet. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah.
Here it comes.
Touch your nose when it comes.
Okay, turn it up now because it's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not yet. Okay.
No, it's still a good song.
Rob fucking Preuss.
Rule breaker.
Okay, turn it up. Here it comes.
So, dear friends, your love is gone. Only tears to dwell upon. I dare not say as the wind must blow, so a love is lost, a love is won. Go to sleep and dream again. Soon your hopes will rise, and then from all this gloom life can start anew, and there'll be no crying soon.
So you go from that extreme, that heavy metal.
No, I like the context.
But
I
now,
think
see,
that's
if I
nice,
just
but
gave
you
you
don't
that-
need that much.
No, I know.
context.
But if I just gave you this little song, you'd be like, oh, that's a really pretty little ballad written by Brian May and sung by Freddie. And you don't get the idea of the short songs that exist in a world of larger pictures of music. It's like a symphony. It's like classical music that has like movements, right? Where you start with this and then you go to that.
I hear you. However, we all know We Will Rock You into We Are the Champions.
I didn't even do that.
It's the exact same thing.
I know, it's true.
Like, so I'm not going to say that they use that a lot, but
Yeah.
they use that a lot.
They
Let's
do.
be honest.
I know,
and
it's
it's
true.
great. And it's great. But that's exactly what I'm thinking as I'm listening to Stone Cold Crazy.
And
Is
wait,
like,
you know that Stone Cold Crazy.
Yeah.
You could the last 10 seconds.
I know.
Would have
what you
given,
could have said.
would have given us the same
I
fucking
know.
vibe. But we gotta sit, and it's. I mean, it's not even your jam. That's the thing. Okay.
It's a good jam, though. It is a jam.
you know what? And I can appreciate being X amount of years old and hearing it and going, that's insane.
You guys don't care.
No, I'm not.
I mean, no, I know.
No, I do know.
I know.
No,
You
not
fucking
now.
care.
Don't
No,
get
no,
that-
I know.
No, don't
I know,
get
I know.
all. No,
You wrote Romantic Traffic for
no.
goodness sake.
Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. I just gonna say, not the right venue. No.
Happy birthday.
I
Mike.
love it. I
No.
love it. No, I do. I totally get it. My dad was a huge Queen fan as well.
Me and your dad, we have a lot in common.
I know a lot about Queen, and I
Yeah.
listen to.
And it's very it's very musical
theatrical.
theater.
That's why,
I
yeah,
know.
I
like
can
for
say,
sure.
oh, Rob Preuss likes Queen. No wonder he likes all this
Right.
Broadway
But you
stuff.
picking Superstar to me was like a nice shock as well because
Yeah.
like I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
That
well,
pilot song.
well, and I think that's what. Yeah, I like to be. If I'm going to be honest, when I'm thinking about, I want to state. Well, there's two things I want to do.
Concise?
I want to try to stay as true to the idea as possible.
Yeah.
But then if I can, I want to fuck with Mike.
Yeah.
And then
I fucked with Mike unintentionally.
I want to fuck with Mike, and then after
I'm
that,
angry.
but I also want to show. In a way, like the diversity of the things that move me.
Right.
I really because
Oh,
and I think we all have that. And this next one, when we get into
We're gonna kick it in a second
it,
here.
yeah. It's only-
But I just
it's
wanna
only
say,
a minute, so.
I do refer to him as Cat Stevens, even though he goes
is
by
Yusuf.
Yusuf
Islam.
Islam. But
Yeah.
he has said you can call him by Cat Stevens.
well,
Like,
the
sorry.
album is T for the Tillerman.
Yeah.
Like I just
Still
saw
Cat
it.
Stevens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
but
as Cat Cat
even
Stevens.
in 2024,
Yeah.
he says you can call. He'll go by both names. It's
Yeah.
not offensive to him if you
Right.
called him Cat Stevens.
You can call me me Cat.
You can call me Al. Shout out to Al Grego, award-winning podcaster. Okay. Let us kick this out because I love this album very much too, Bob. Even though talk about people getting... I kicked out Morrissey.
People who we can or can't like anymore. This is definitely a guy we can't like.
This guy, you can like him, but he does not seem to like the Jews, okay?
It makes it hard to like him. Go for it.
My Jewish friends, please, trigger warning. Beautiful, though. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it.
Listen to this now. The whole album. So good.
Love this album.
So I had a prelude earlier. This is an interlude now.
Is this legal, Rob? Do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Do interludes and preludes count as songs?
See, I think that they count as much as me giving you context.
Okay, there you go. See,
yeah, but that doesn't count.
He's getting me on his side.
I agree. But see,
you're both disqualified.
No, what I would have done was I would have played it into whatever goes.
Well, so next is All of the Lights. This is Kanye West. This is Kanye West. My Twist.
What a song that is!
The whole album, my Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I want to know where it goes.
So,
wait, Rob, you haven't heard this album?
No.
This is the
oh my god!
This
What's
is
his name?
Kanye West, also known as Ye.
Ye.
Kanye.
Kanye West.
Kanye West released this, and some people have called it the Sgt. Pepper of hip hop.
Yep.
And it is, and again, there are lyrics. There are a lot of bad words.
I know. I like the production though.
So there's the story of how he produced it. I think it was in Hawaii. He had he booked out a whole hotel.
Yeah.
And he brought all these people in, and he had rooms that he was doing different songs in, and he would literally run from room to room with and he'd have sequencers and different things in every room, and because he's crazy.
Yeah.
He is a crazy motherfucker. Yeah. I'm not a fan of him as a human being, but as an artist, I don't know if there's anybody more creative than him in hip hop, especially.
He might be a hateful bigot. He might have some issues he needs to manage. But that album you're referring to right now,
my Twisted Dark Fantasy, or my Dark Twisted
is one
Fantasy?
of my all-time favorite hip hop albums.
Okay, I need to listen.
It is so
genius.
good. And what it goes into, is insane.
Really?
Oh, it becomes this hype song. It starts off like that.
That's great.
In that almost the opposite of what you're. It starts off like that beautiful, the strings and the piano, and then it goes into this anthem-y, arena rock song almost.
I love that.
So you want to? I thought of songs that were 2 minutes and under, and
you didn't give context like I did.
I did not. I'm explaining the context.
I did explicitly say no extra jams. I was so clear. Normally I let you because I like to do.
I like this because it's not about me. Yeah. It's normally Mike's mad at me, and you're put in the middle. Now it's me. Mike's mad at you.
I know. It's true.
Anyways. 4 of his 5 are illegal jams. Okay. So are you guys ready for my final song? These are all songs I love, all 5 of them. And this song I love very much. It's an FOTM jam. Here we go.
Joey pulled himself to his feet, pulled his body back up the bank, and looked back down there.
What happened?
Pause jam.
Right. Not that deep, but I almost drowned there. You can drown in a bathtub, so they say. Someone in class called me a loser. I decided to skip the day. Hey, skip the day. I tried to look casual, sneaking round the back. There's a shot put across the track, and to the gate beside that board it bolts. A red tie and school gray slacks doesn't blend in with the grass as the teacher was changing class. He chased me halfway through the
the park till I ran into the woods, and I'm very good in the woods. So I was an Indian, built a fire by the creek and dried my eyes out. There's a record body count this year. There's a record body count this year. Joey stepped up on a block of ice, put a rope around his neck, and fell asleep before he died.
1 minute and 54 seconds.
I was going to say, that must be just under.
154.
That's amazing that even still under 2 minutes, it felt like it was like a 3-minute song.
Yeah.
Rheostatics.
Yeah.
You guys are now sitting in my South Etobicoke basement. This is the Etobicoke band Rheostatics.
Amazing.
Formed back in the 70s, believe it or not. And shout out to the Garys, both FOTMs, because the first gig from the Rheostatics was at The Edge.
Nice.
Named for a guy who designed the residential school system. Boo!
Edgerton?
Shout out, yes, right. Yeah. Shout out to Gord Downey's beautiful, beautiful Secret Path album, which I urge everybody to listen to. It's quite beautiful. Okay, so you got Rheostatics. That was Martin Tielli. You heard there. He wrote this song. He's not a founding member, but one of the founding members is an FOTM who I heard from yesterday, Dave Bedini.
But Martin has not been on the show.
No, but I was listening to him on Zed or whatever the CBC show was, and I saw like FOTMs in the band or whatever, and he had some solo stuff, and it was amazing. But that song's from Melville. That was like a breakthrough for Rheostatics, and that it got played on Much Music, for goodness sakes. You know, record body count. Like a lot of people, that's the big jam. So Melville, though, this is kind of a fun fact. Let's see here. I have it somewhere here. Melville fun fact here. Okay, so Chart. I think Cam Gordon might have written for Chart at some point, but Chart in 1996, they did one of their big polls, like best Canadian albums of all time. Melville placed 16th.
Yeah, I could see that.
But then in 2000, they did it again. Melville placed, ready for this, guys? You ready? Give me a drum roll. Fifth place. You know the only artists who beat Rheostatics, Melville, from which that song is from.
Yeah.
Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Neil Young, and Sloan.
Wow.
Okay, so I guess one of those artists might have had two in there, but
I was going to say,
I know the math doesn't work
the math does not up.
But this is unbelievable here.
That's
so
really cool.
Another guy, Tyler Campbell, the VP of Sales, says he's going to get on Toronto Mike this Tim Vesley because he's a founding member who hasn't been on yet. So the only guy. And again, your keyboardist, Rob Preuss, Dave Crosby was the keyboardist, and
you know what?
No, you know what? Rod Westlake was a founding keyboardist, and Dave Crosby replaced Rod.
But then Kevin Hearn also played stuff with them on certain recordings as well, right?
And then that ties to the Tragically Hip.
Yes.
Because Kevin Hearn with the Rheostatics played that. I was at it, the New Year's Eve 1999. They did a whole tour, Tragically Hip, with the Rheostatics.
They have that Group of Seven recording that they did as well, which Kevin is involved with. It's gorgeous.
Kevin Hearn does everything. That is amazing. So he's so instrumental in the Secret Path as well, which I just referenced there. But I recently had Wendell Clark back on the show because since we last got together, I recorded live at Glen Abbey Golf Club.
Oh, right, yes.
At the Joe Carter Classic. You won't believe the people. Tom Cochran, for example, had a nice chat with him.
Amazing.
But Joe Carter, Joey Bats,
That's
Josh
amazing.
Donaldson.
Yeah. All stop by.
They just kind of drop by and you're one-on-one. You just meet my table, me and this guy shooting the shit. But Wendell Clark and Rick Five, but Wendell Clark dropped by. And I just want to shout out, I still love it. It's early Rheostatics before Record Body Count. The Ballad of Wendell Clark, parts 1 and 2. Just a tribute to Wendell Clark. It's so Etobicoke. And that was like the first song I guess CFNY kind of picked up on. And they put it, this is what I love. The Rheostatics put that on an album they called Greatest Hits.
Right.
I love that. Yeah.
And they only made 1,000 copies of that thing originally before they re-released it here.
That's
so
amazing.
Rheostatics kind of didn't want to be like sort of like Nirvana with In Utero. Like they're like, we don't want to be commercial. There's not a lot of commercial appeal to the Rheostatics. I don't think, anyways.
Claire is probably their most
100%.
Claire is their most commercially
100%,
successful song.
100%. That's whale music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% Claire is their most.
And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful song. Like it's one of those songs. I was thinking of some like songs that if you hear on the radio, if you happen to be on the radio or Sirius or whatever, it comes across your playlist that you would never turn off.
Yes.
Claire is one of those ones. If it happens, if I stumble upon it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is. And I would never turn it off.
Yep.
Claire's one of those songs.
Yep.
No, absolutely. And when I had Bedini on, we talked about it, but that's like their biggest, their biggest, most.
But you're right. They're not. They're not.
I told you my Bedini story too, right?
Didn't somebody quit the band because Claire was too commercially successful? Why do I have this in a story in my head?
Sounds
I should Google
about
this
right.
one.
Sounds
But Claire
Queen
was.
Westy.
Oh, this is too commercial.
Yeah.
I'm out of
Really?
here. Somebody tapped out.
Oh, jeez.
Can you imagine?
No. I told you my Bedini story, right? I think at some point, I first met him when he was 16 and I was 15, when our first Spoons album came out, and he was a journalist for like a high school newspaper, like across
think you
Canada.
did tell that, yeah.
And we took a bus across Toronto, like he met me at our record company's offices, and we just like...
And he interviewed... So these two teenage little...
Yeah, he had like a cassette
little nerdy
recorder,
guys
and we were
here.
sitting on the bus just riding across town, like
it's so
talking.
great.
It's so weird and cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and a little fun later when you're listening to Claire from Real Statics, which is fantastic. Listen to "Coax Me" by Sloan and do it back to back.
Really?
They're
Sure.
so similar.
Okay. Yep, I get that.
And I can't remember which one came first now that I talk about it, but interesting how close they are. They're only a short distance apart here. So yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Shout out to the Rio Statics, Etobicoke's great band. I think we covered a lot of ground. But again, thanks to everyone who came out to TMLX 15 and everyone who contributed to that birthday gift. And I know not everybody was allowed to contribute because of a small little group on WhatsApp. But I'm tickled pink and touched, and I got to owe you all a big thanks.
You deserve it all.
Especially you two.
You deserve it all.
Can I say one thing just quickly while this is on?
Yeah.
27 years ago today was Edgefest 97, June 28th at Molson Park in Barrie, headlined by Our Lady Peace and the Tea Party. Wow. And it was my wife and I's first date.
Oh my God. Is she still with you?
She's not now. She's left me. No, she's away for the weekend. But yeah, it's our anniversary. It's our 27th anniversary of our first date.
She went away for the weekend on your
Edgefest
27th
97th.
anniversary.
Can I do another? On this date, 30 years ago, I saw Jeff Buckley for the first time.
Oh, wow.
At Albert Hall on Bloor Street.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Ridley Funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 nights.
Anyone else?
Anyway.
You want to?
No, I just want to say happy anniversary to my lovely wife.
Happy anniversary to your wife.
Happy dating anniversary.
Yeah.
27 years ago.
I told
amazing.
you punched above your weight with that one.
Oh, you're telling me, bud. Don't
Rob,
worry.
it's not even close.
It's amazing.
Like, how sometimes there's a little gap, but this is like a...
No, she's like, I'm a 3 at best, and she's a 12.
Well, you're more than a 3.
Oh, yeah, no, we should hang out for sure.
Do you want me to do it honestly? So, because I've only met her a couple times. I haven't seen her ever, but... So, Bob's not a 3.
Yeah.
Bob's a solid 6.5. That's Bob's
very
almost
kind.
7. Almost 7. But she's a 9.5.
Yeah.
Like,
she's the director of exhibitions at the AGO, and also like unbelievably beautiful.
Wow.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Win-win.
So
anyways,
the prize.
her boyfriend is a lucky man.
She's actually in Atlanta this weekend with a friend to see Ryan Adams talk about somebody who should have been canceled.
Wow.
Who shares a birthday with Brian Adams.
Ryan Adams and Brian Adams have the same birthday?
Yeah.
Seriously?
There you go.
That's amazing.
So she's in Atlanta, Georgia right now. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to the live stream to see what's going on here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Happy
hijack.
anniversary, Bob. That's from Jeremy
Thank
Hopkin.
you.
Ian Service says I was there at Edgefest 97.
I tell Ian Service I'll get back to you real soon.
And
Continuing from last
so
night.
Basement Dweller points out I played the Rio Statics. That was Dave Bookman's favorite.
Yes,
So,
for sure.
A lot of shout-outs to
Ridley Funeral Home and
here
Bookie, yeah.
in Bookie. And Bedini and Bookie were super tight. Shout out to the Bookmen. And that, we got to come up with a topic for next month.
Happy Canada Day weekend.
Happy Canada
Day weekend. That brings us to the end of our one. Bob's going pee, everybody. In his pants.
Too many songs, I can't go.
It's true. You can't stick on the jam and just go take a leak. That brings us to the end of our 1,511th show. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky. I don't even know why I do this. I got to rewrite my script because I'm everywhere at Toronto Mike, but go to torontomike.com. Much love to all who made this possible. That is Great Lakes Brewery. Hell of a host last night. Go have events there. And the beer's delicious. I just enjoyed a morning brew. Unbelievable. Did you enjoy your beer, Mr. Rob?
It was nice for a morning brew. Yes.
Which one did you have? Oh, Canuck. Yeah,
Canuck, yeah.
Good 24/7.
Yep.
The Canuck Pale Ale. Palma Pasta. Can I just shout them out? I said we need to feed 100 people. They sent, in fact, it was Anthony Petrucci's son, fresh hot food for 100 people. I can't even believe it. Palma Pasta. They're in Mississauga and Oakville. Amazing.
It was so good.
So good. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. The Toronto Maple Leafs baseball team. Get your ass to Christie Pitts. Great baseball. No ticket required. Forget Phil Collins, no jacket required. No ticket required. Maneris, goodbye Maneris. I hope to see you again in a few months. Every few months they come back. Love just shouting out Al Grego every episode. Maybe I'll do that anyways, giving out that great speaker. But go listen to Yes, We Are Open. And Ridley Funeral Home. See you all next week. My next guest on Toronto Mic'd is... Who is it? Oh, this will be fun because I had John Gallagher on and he talked about being paid not to say the word Molson. I think Labatt's gave him a bunch of money not to say the word Molson for a year. And then somebody called bullshit on it. I don't think it was Robert Lawson, although it was good to see Robert Lawson last night. But there's another gentleman who got that money according to John Gallagher. So he's going to come over Tuesday and I'm going to confront him with the John Gallagher clip and find out, did John Gallagher embellish the story or is this accurate? This gentleman is on Boom today. Boom Radio. Jeff Chalmers makes his Toronto Mic debut on Tuesday, the day after Canada Day. Enjoy your long weekend. Peace and love. See you then.